Guerrilla cricket. Whoa. Guerrilla cricket. Whoa. Guerrilla. Take guard, man the barricades, patrol the cover boundary. At last the time is come, this is a cricketing emergency. Hear this call to arms for every cricket revolutionary. Take up your bats and stumps for the test match insurgency. At first they tried to silence us, but we would not be silenced. They threatened us with lies, so we threatened them with violence. Che Guevara, Sangakkara, Joseph Stalin, Douglas Jardine, Robespierre, Darrell Hare, Vladimir Lenin, O'Brien Kevin, guerrilla cricket. It's not about the winning, it's about how many rules you break. Even in cricket commentary, this is the best advice to take. Pick guerrilla cricket, it's the finest choice you'll ever make. There's so much more to cricket than rev counters and a slice of cake. But first they try to sanitize us and clean up our act. But people like it filthy, and we know that for a fact. Fidel Castro, Lenny Pascoe, Carlos the Jackal, Umar Akmal, Mahatma Gandhi, Grant and Andy, Brendan Behan, Austin Ian, guerrilla cricket. Stick with us, cause you know we're not the kind of thing that you see on the TV and the radio. So vive la revolution. First they tried to buy us, but we would not be bought. Okay, we were, but then we ran away, and we will not be caught. Would not give up the ghost when they left us all for dead. They decapitated us, but we just grew another head. Chairman Mao, Jamie Howe, Ho Chi Minh, Asif Din, Václav Havel, Graham Saville, No Surrender, Percy Fender, Che Guevara, Sangakkara, Joseph Stalin, Douglas Jardine.
So I did 2 of those and only got 6 points.
Vladimir Lenin, O'Brien Kevin, guerrilla cricket.
Good evening from sunny London, and it is sunny and it's hot, which makes a change. And we are out of the crazy Bazball period for 6 weeks, and we're back into white ball shit. And today we have a T20 international between India.
Bit of T20 for relaxation.
Yeah, a bit
after
of
the test match.
Well, that's what I think when I thought I'd come around here. I think, wow, fuck it, it's only 3.5 hours. I'll have a couple of beers, reefer, everything will be fine, you know. So England are playing India at the Rose Bowl. And Tone, you got team news because I don't know who's playing.
Oh well, thanks for that. Plot me, I can tell you that very quickly.
Well, I saw you took a photo of it earlier, so I know that you have it to hand.
I have it. How much to hand? I do have it right here. I can tell you that England, pretty much as expected, Jason Roy, Josh Butler, Dawid Malan, Moeen Ali, Liam Livingston, Harry Brook, we're going to see in England colours. Hurrah! Sam Curran, Chris Jordan, Tymel Mills, Reece Topley and Matt Parkinson be still the beating heart of Gary Naylor. India will be Rohit Sharma, who is back and fit after his COVID travails. Ishan Kishan, Sirakumar Yadav, Deepak Huda, Hardik Pandya, Dinesh Karthik, Aksar Patel, Harshal Patel, Bhuvi Kumar, Yuzvendra Chahal and Arshdeep Singh.
I recognise all those from the IPL. Hello, and the other person I'm here completely forgot to introduce, which is because I'm a bit half-baked, is Jack! And it's Jack's back.
Hello, Bear. How you doing?
I'm very well,
Did you enjoy
thanks.
the test series?
I enjoyed the test series a lot. It was a hell of a lot of fun. Crazy at times. And if England play like this, it'll be very entertaining going into the future.
Yeah, it's kind of weird coming up, coming to this T20, it's like it's got the vibe of one of the original international T20s when nobody really cared.
No.
About the outcome.
Party time.
It is
very
very
much
much
party
It's the
time.
after show party.
Yeah.
I mean, are there any points in it? There's nothing on this, is it? It's basically just a bilateral series.
Yeah.
Practice for the World T20.
India have named 2 squads. England have named 17 left armers.
Yeah. It'll be a bit of fun. And the betting opportunity, of course, the bookies will love it. In fact, I ought to get on that. Under the first wicket, obviously. So, it should be entertaining, shouldn't it? But it means pretty much nothing.
It doesn't.
Interesting choice of ground for the first one. It's one of the slower scoring grounds in the Blast because it's one of the biggest outfields. So I think the average is round about 165 is the average first innings score, 7.93 and over. So it's the 3rd slowest scoring ground in the Blast.
That's
Now,
not bad.
that mean nothing to India, of course, once they get going. But
Well, yeah, I mean, you think at scores in the IPL as well, sometimes you often see 150s, 140s, 160s, so, 167.
I think the average score in the IPL over the last 3 years is 165.
Oh,
just
there
a
you go.
shade over. So that's actually, the Blast is a higher scoring tournament.
Yeah.
it does look beautiful, though. I'm a big fan of the Aegeus Bowl.
And there's our new skipper. It's Joss Butler
The gimlet-eyed
leading
one.
the boys out, Mo and Annie behind him. And of course, Owen Morgan is straight into the commentary box.
What do we
There
think
today.
about the decision to bat?
By India, weird.
Hmm.
I don't know. I think that's a bit odd. Maybe they think scoreboard pressure. I suppose they want to put 200, 210 on the board, or try to impose themselves on England.
Defending teams have won 5 from 7 in the Blast, which does suggest batting first is not a bad move.
Well, there you go.
Mm.
And they are nothing if not stats driven in the IPL. So maybe they just dragged it into their thoughts in international matches and see how it pans out. Is that Ishan Kishan with Rohit Sharma?
It looks like it, yeah. The opening pair for Mumbai Indians.
Well, there you go. See, we know all about this stuff. It's quite amazing. I've actually learnt something in the last couple of years. Rohit Sharma. Ishan Kishan.
Well, it's time for Ish and Kish and Cousins.
That's a very quiet one. Ishan Kishan.
Well, yeah. I can turn it on the back.
Well, I think it might just be my headphones have gone because I can't hear you at all there.
Yeah, well, in that case, you probably need to tread on the connector or something, and it will start working again.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's on the floor. Find the end of your cable that your headphones go to,
And then tread on it.
and waggle it around, and it should start working again. It's probably been pulled out or something. Who's going to open the bowling
It
for
looked
England?
like Sam Curran.
Sam Curran? Really? Okay. He's got a jingle that goes like this.
Is he a batter or bowler?
Better?
Sam Curran. What's his distinguishing feature? Sam Curran. He's not from Zimbabwe. Sam Curran. And he's beloved by Liz Yates. Sam Curran.
Go on.
He got a Bazball ton, didn't he, in the county championship?
He did. That was his first ton, wasn't
He
it?
did.
In Red Bull cricket, I believe, isn't it? Or first class cricket?
I think
or international
cricket.
Was it a cricket full stop?
Yeah, I think so,
He's never
yeah.
scored a ton. No, even at schoolboy level, he must have done.
Well, I mean, everyone's got one in the back garden, haven't they?
Wow. I probably haven't actually.
Why, yeah, really? What's top score?
I don't know. I can't remember. That was an awful long time ago.
Got 126 versus Kent.
Did you?
Yeah, no, I didn't. No, Sam Curran did. In my dreams, possibly at the St Lawrence ground.
That was your backyard cricket.
Yeah,
school.
that was my backyard in the
You were
St.
playing
Lawrence
Middlesex versus Kent. Who were
Yeah.
you? Anyway, Rohit Sharma's going to face up to first ball from Sam Curran. Gets it to shape in a little bit, and Rohit Sharma just drops it out on the offside. There's no one. Of course, he didn't get to open in the Test match. One that would have been different if he had. Didn't have much of an IPL though, did he? If I remember rightly, wasn't particularly good.
I think you're understating how bad he was there.
Well, okay. It was interesting talking to the Indian boys last night. Actually, I've played this jingle already. They were kind of bemoaning the fact that stalwarts such as Rohit, who's not in form, and Kohli, who's not in form, and someone else I can't remember they were talking about will definitely be in the World T20 squad, and maybe they don't, warrant their places.
I saw a quote from an anonymous selector, an anonymous Indian selector, who said Kohli might not be in the World Cup squad. This is the series for him to prove himself.
Oh, okay. Sam Curran is in, and it's just knocked out in the offside by Shinkishan, and I'll get a single. That's an interesting one. I can see that for much the same reasons that I've been saying that Owen Morgan should be leaving the England side, although Owen Morgan was a much more obvious case. But if you're not doing the business in the sport, especially when you're going into a tournament, it's kind of a bit like English football in the 90s, where everyone, you have to get that old player who everyone thought was the greatest player in the world, and we've got to get him into the World Cup squad, even though he's going to break down after 20 minutes in the first game, and they'll be trying to get back for the semi-final. Well, equally be crap. We won't get there anyway. That one's left alone outside the off stump by Rohit through the keeper, and there is no run.
That's an extremely blonde look
Yeah.
that he's got there, Sam Curran.
Yeah, I saw his brother in action yesterday.
Were you at the Oval, or were you just watching it on the telly?
Oval.
I was
Yeah,
watching some of it on the telly.
Apparently, Surrey threw it away. Is that right?
They did. It's so sad. I was just heartbroken.
It was a catastrophe.
Really? I need to hear about this catastrophe. Sammy Curran is in. Down the wicket comes Rohit.
Oh,
Good
no.
attempted parry by mid-off, but not enough. Angles it further behind the bowler, but it makes itself to the boundary, and it'll be the first boundary of the day. I imagine we'll play a lot of these.
It's Nissan She.
Of course, it was Chris Jordan. It was a good attempt to stop it. He had a lot of ground to cover. Full dive, full length, nearly grabbed hold of it.
Yeah, that would have been a really impressive stop. He did get a lot of hand on it, didn't he?
Yeah.
But, strength of the shot just took it past him.
Curran in, just dabbed again, square on the offside, out to the man at deep point. It'll be a single. Who's that? I recognise that throw. Can't put a name to it.
Looks like Livingston.
That's could be. Hoping for a lot from him. So what was his? So your anonymous quote? No. So tell me what happened at Surrey then.
They needed 13 off 12 balls.
Yeah. Easy. Should be.
Then I think the final 11 they needed 5. With Overton on strike, he'd had 41 off 20 deliveries.
Curran in guarded by Shinkishan,
beautiful.
beats the man at short third man. That deep square has come across, fielded. Somebody looked very pale.
And
No run. 1 run, sorry.
Overton ran himself out, not trying to take a single to the keeper. The keeper ran him out. It's sort of difficult to describe what was
So he
going
kind of
on.
went for a run that wasn't a run, that just went
Yeah, I
straight
mean,
to the keeper.
Laurie Evans was at the other end. The two of them had both.
Who was he
had
facing? Isn't that just a stumping?
I think if the keeper throws it, it's a run out.
Oh, okay.
So he was run out. Next guy came in, Sunil Narayan. If you're Surrey, you're thinking we're still in good shape here. 4 off 3 balls.
Exactly,
I think it was at this
Sunil
point.
Narayan just whacked it out
Sunil
of the
Narayan,
park.
yeah. He whacked one down the throat with deep square leg.
Yeah, of course.
It came down to 3 off the last ball, and he missed it. Just run out.
Happens. Don't you remember that game we were watching in the IPL? This guy's going to bowl, by the way.
KB once tried to kill him, and AB smashed him off the park. Then Boyd Rankin shattered his hand.
First ball is a wide, however, down the leg side. Terrible. That's a long Reece Topley jingle.
There were 2 quite weird sides yesterday as well. Tom Curran batted 3 because he wasn't able to bowl because of his back.
How did that go?
I think he got about 10 off 10 balls.
He made 30 odd, didn't he, Tom Curran?
That
remember
one's
rightly.
angled across Rohit. It's a better ball. But
You might be right, Tony. I think he hit a couple
no
of
right.
sixes and then a lot of sort of not hitting the ball.
Yeah, he did.
you don't need that. 10 for none.
And that's why David Willey's not.
Yeah.
David not playing tonight because
But
he was there, wasn't he, playing
he
in
was.
that game? But he's come. He should be back, I suspect. Obviously, depends how this game goes. for the second one on Saturday.
Topley onto the pads of Rohit. Can't really bowl there, mate, and it gets what it deserves, which is clipped down behind square for 4 runs. There's not been a great over so far.
No, it looks like a reasonably sparse crowd for an India international, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a shitty place to get to, the Ageas Bowl.
It's not as bad as it used to be, but yeah, it's not great from any station. You have to get public
Well,
transport.
and if you drive there, basically,
Used to be
there's one-
park and ride.
Well, there's only one road in, basically. So that's cut again by Rohit. Nicely. Beats the man at backward point. Runs away to the boundary. 4 more.
There's not one boy for me, I must have 2 or 3, I need 4.
I mean, whenever we did the World Cup games there, we did quite a few. You fucking, you'd end up spending about 3/4 of an hour getting from the slip road down to the ground, which was about 700 metres.
Did you stay in the hotel? The hotel is very nice.
No, we didn't, because whenever we were there, we were off somewhere else the next night. But we did all the broadcasters were in the broadcasting media centre is above the hotel, but then because there were so many broadcasters, we were in one of the rooms in the hotel on the top floor was given over to broadcasters as well.
I remember watching Middlesex play. Stayed in the hotel when Middlesex played Hampshire, as Manchester City were going to be taking on Southampton the next day, staying in the hotel. It's really funny watching a bunch of Manchester City players working out what was going on in front of them from their hotel balconies.
That's clipped into the leg side by Rohit.
Particularly, like Aguero, or where cricket's not necessarily
Never seen it, yeah.
no, played in where they come from.
Was it a T20 or first class?
No, this is a 4-day game as
Oh,
well, so
God,
even
God,
more confusing for them.
Totally baffled.
That's when I got stuck in the lift with quite a few of them. Aguero, Bravo.
Topley into the pads. He's half a peel, but nah, it's probably pitched outside leg. Maybe catching the outside of leg stump, but no thoughts of a review. What is this England kit? I keep thinking that's writing. All those lines, the squiggly lines look like...
It's like his tattoos have just been carried on onto his shirt, isn't it, with Topley?
Scraggly signatures all
Yes.
over it. Like someone signed his shirt.
Well, if 165 or 4 is the average blast score, India are looking like they're going to make that and plenty more after about 15 overs, aren't they?
Wow, this is the power play. There's only 2 out now, isn't there? Oh, that one goes straight onto Rohit. Jams his back down. Mid wicket's gone away, so they'll get 2 fucking runs. Jesus. I hate it when they get rid of mid wicket. So many runs go through there. End of 2 overs. 18 for none.
Well, Warren says afternoon all. Leah says hello everyone. I have a business proposition for you. Let's get rich by circumventing sanctions. I feel selling body bags and zinc coffins to the Russian armed forces is a growth market. Any takers? Jay Grover, evening all. I just had a look at the playing 11 on Cricinfo and there were players listed under bench. Is this a new thing or have I just noticed it before? I've noticed it recently, but I think it's comparatively new. Jay is the answer to that.
Under bench, what do you mean?
Well, as in substitutes.
Oh, right, okay.
Leah's talking about Boris Johnson stepping down.
Yay.
Jay Grover says, talking of dream cricket, listening to Hendo in the Broad and Dick Weller Cup confirms what I've long suspected. Hendo is never happier than narrating fictitious cricket in a fantasy land. Well, probably true. Farong says, greetings from Mirpur. Hope everyone is well. 175 to 180 should be the minimum. Paul Marshall, India strong favourites to win this with the England team selection, in my opinion. And Farong says he should take his step down from Big Ben. Only take him a few seconds to hit, really. I think that's obviously referring to Boris.
Of course. Right, we have a new bowler at the other end, and his first ball is hoiked into the leg side by Ishan Kishan. Is anyone out? There he is. There's a man at Cow. It's Livingston. And it'll only be a single. It's this man.
Our bed shouldn't touch. Move over, Amlo. I like it too much. Move over, Amlo. You're one hairy dish. I love unconditionally. It's Moeen Ali.
And he had a reasonable IPL, I think, didn't he? Didn't bowl a lot, did he?
He had moments, I think.
Yeah, he did have moments. A couple of big scores pretty quickly.
They're playing for a pretty bad team this year.
Rohit tries to turn him into the leg side and gets nothing on it. Well, gets the leading edge out to the offside. What am I on about? But he gets no runs. 21 for none after 2.2. Ryan comes in. Third ball is slog swept over square leg and down to the boundary. 4 more runs. I've forgotten it's like this.
You're struggling to change gear, Bear.
I am struggling to change gear.
It's about a boundary and over. 2 boundaries
It's
and
the same
over.
as watching a test match, isn't it?
well,
I mean, what are
yeah.
you complaining about?
I know.
I think mop ball looks pretty pedestrian compared to Bazball.
Kind of looks like a friendly though when you know. It has that feeling.
It definitely has that feeling, yeah. Yeah.
Well, I think, yeah, I'm not sure Virat Kohli made it a terribly friendly test match. There's a one. Did you see the picture of him celebrating literally by running down the middle of the wicket?
Yeah, I know. Slog swept again. Oh, well, Rohit's trying to get himself back in the good books and into the World T20 World Cup squad because that's been swept for another 4. Good shot. No one out there. Got well forward. Square leg was just behind square anyway and went over his head.
Looking in pretty good touch, isn't he, Rohit?
Yeah, he does. Having said that, he's been caught. Moen's just bowled what looked like a little dibbly-dobbler seam up. It certainly seemed to go straight on. Mind you, there's not a lot of turn. Rohit's gone back to push it into the offside, and he's got a little feather through to Joss Buttler, and unfortunately, after giving him high praise, he has to go. And in the end, quite poor. It really didn't do a lot. It went straight on. It wasn't attempted, it had his normal off spin. And he's just basically played down the wrong line and got a thick edge out to the keeper.
Decent start as captain for Joss then.
Yeah.
Get a catch in early. Do you know he made his T20i debut in the same game that as Rahul Dravid did?
Who did?
Butler and Dravid both debuted in the same match in 2011. Yeah.
Oh, wow. I think Dravid only played a couple of
T20s.
Yeah, you don't associate him with
T20.
dancing down the track and launching it high deep into sort of cow corner, do you?
But I bet you can.
Or reverse ramping.
No, but I imagine a lot of those shots were quite novel even for T20 in those days.
Some of them are novel now. Some of the things that Joe Root has been playing recently. Well, so probably not in T20, but definitely in Test cricket.
Oh God, in Test cricket. Yeah, well, you've seen a bit more of it when teams are right on top. Some of the players bring out the T20 shots in Test matches. It just looks a bit daft when they give it away like that. But hey, next man in. Ooh, now he had a decent IPL. I'm going to find his jingle in a minute. Oh no, but that one's given a bit of flight by Moeen. Gets a bit of turn, comes back in, gives it a big hoik, misses it, hits his pads, but it's probably going down a leg. Now I downloaded him. Here he is.
Are you looking for a good time? Huda, are you ready for my love?
Highest score of 59 in this IPL, the latest IPL. He only averages 20 over 8 seasons in the IPL.
He got ton against Ireland last week, didn't he?
I think he did 104, and he got 59 against Derbyshire, and 104 and 147 not out against Ireland. So he's in pretty tidy nick. Nickname Hurricane, isn't it? Because he has a big reputation for going hard and going early. Whether he lives up to it or not, we'll find out.
I don't know. That'll be a statue found on the internet, Tone. Because I've never heard that. Ishan Kishan just defends Topley. He's going to have a second over, square out to point, and there's no run.
Well, you say the internet, it's his Cricinfo profile.
Okay. Well, that's
which I suppose you could argue does count as the internet.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a bit like saying, I saw it in a book. It's very broad church.
See, that's what preparation does for you. Shit, I didn't make that live, did I?
Good delivery from Topley, goes past the outside edge.
There you go. That's exactly what happened. Is this going to work?
What are you trying to do, dare I ask?
Get a hot mic on,
Oh,
because I forgot to make it live. But it is now.
marvellous.
It's a very big man, Topley, when you see him in the
Yeah.
He is.
flesh. Very big man.
Another one has a lot of problems with his back, didn't he? Gave up. Didn't he give up cricket and then decide to come back a year later? Topley in. Pulled by Ishan rather balletically. Ooh, is that a great bit of fielding? Well, I have to go on a replay, but it looks like it. I can't. That's the pale man. I don't know who the pale man
It's
is.
Harry Brook.
That's Harry Brook. That's what Harry Brook looks like.
88. Ocho.
He comes charging round from long leg and parries it whilst in the air back into the field to stop it from going for 4, I think. He parries it there. He's not over the boundary. He's not in touch with it. That's a really good pullback.
Yeah, great piece of fielding.
Really
Saves a
good
couple
piece
of runs.
fielding. It does indeed. Kish moves on to 6 off 6. And that's driven hard by Ishan Kishan. Good stop by number 23, who I also can't recognise.
Some bloke.
Some bloke. I'll get it in the end. It's all these newbies. I've not seen them before, Jack. There are certain people I recognise and certain people I don't.
Have you not been revising squad numbers?
Don't be daft.
Did Knuckle send them to you? Oh, no, he doesn't anymore.
No, he doesn't do that anymore. I know he's looking at them anyway. That's pulled by Ishan Kishan. He's gone straight up in the air. He's going to get away with that. He's got too much on it, just about. As it lands, probably about 5 yards in from the boundary at fine leg. Brook is a sort of deep backward square long leg, and the man from back on the 45 couldn't chase it back either. Almost a perfect shot, except it didn't end up rolling over the boundary, or get over the boundary for 6, I suppose.
It wasn't what you call classic pulling technique, was it?
No, it wasn't. It was
Very wristy.
Very wristy with a lot of flamingo. Topley in. Ooh, and that's hit him in the chest. That's hurt. He's missed that. He's trying to turn it to the leg side. 87 miles an hour. He's quite quick in T20s, actually, Topley.
I think that reared a little bit off a length as well. There's a little bit of extra bounce.
He's a
Maybe
short
hit the
man.
seam.
Topley's a tall man. Yeah, maybe it did, actually. It's got him under. It's got him.
Is GPL open there?
No. See, lots of things I've forgotten to do today. I don't think so. Maybe I did set up a game for this. In fact, I haven't changed the name for the...
Do you not like money?
No, not at all. I think the pot's about 200 quid.
Oh, if I'd known that, I'd have lumped on.
No, exactly. I
Yeah,
haven't
so it's
done
been
it.
climbing during the test match. Armchair Cricket Podcast, in the meantime, says, great to see Sirakumar and Huda on fire. Take their place. I've just managed to lose it. Take their place in the 11 ahead of the more hyped but currently out of form names like Virat Kohli. One can't help but feel the great man's time as a T20 batter has come and gone. Ooh, that's contentious. But he'll be able to tell us that himself, because I think he's on next. Let me
Kohli?
see. No, not Kohli. Armchair Cricket Podcast. Warren says, although Kohli wasn't captain, but he still kept being on the screen for most of the test match, so maybe he is going to appear in the studio, you never know. Another J Jinx, what is it with you all, says Warren. Jay Grover, maybe I'm a bit spoilt after watching the last test match on the telly for once, but this T20 feels like kissing your sister, brackets metaphorically. I don't have a sister. Might be mint. Our friend on GC Radio Naked Fun Pornbot says there are pills for going early. Indeed there are. Leah says Rail Dravid played 109 career T20s, averaging 27.51 at a strike rate of 113.87. Not that bad considering the era.
How many international T20s?
Played only one international though, which presumably was the same one that.
So he must
Josh
have played
Butler was
an
in.
early IPL and whatever was before that.
And our friend Hombre Nuevo is saying, evening in wonderful Gorilla Cricket. I hope you're all well. GPL ? Which is what prompted me to go.
GPL. Yes,
GPL.
I've just said it. So you've got another 25 minutes, which is the important bit anyway, because you want to go late as it is. But the pot is £210, so it's open until 6:45, so another 25 minutes. Moeen Ali is in, down the track comes Huda, smashes it up in the air. Don't suppose there's anyone down there, doesn't matter. Well, there is someone down there actually.
It's the commentary team in the cricket pod.
Yeah, and it's hit them, or hit the top of their bus. Is that Atherton down there? And it's going to be the first of these in the game. Good
Trying
shot,
to pick
first
out
up.
Owen Morgan, I think.
Yeah.
who was in there.
Good shot. We didn't really get to the pitch of the ball, but got enough of it.
That's a big hit at Southampton, I can tell you, because it is a big playing surface.
Yeah, it is quite big. But I imagine they brought it in. He's down the track and he's done it again. This time he's got more of that, I think. Same result, wide. This time trying to hit a photographer sitting just behind the advertising awnings. Doesn't get him. 6 more. And this is what you want to do at the beginning of a T20.
Tough gig for Mo and Ali to bowl to a right-hander who's going to do this to him on a pitch where it's not spinning at all.
Exactly. It seems a bit of an odd choice by Butler to get him in so early.
I reckon this is a pre-planned thing. They decided they were going to do this before the game.
Yeah.
And they're not.
He's the one they're going to go after, right?
That is played back to him this time.
I meant the bowling. I think they'll have scripted the first 5 overs. And
You reckon?
yeah, they maybe should have adapted, if I'm being honest.
Clearly. That certainly adapt after this over. Too late, as that one is clipped up to long on. Chris Jordan is out there. It's a single. Chris Jordan's still in the T20 side. How do you feel about that?
Well, I mean, it'll be funny to watch people bat against him later, won't it?
Yeah, sometimes he's really good at the end and sometimes he's really shit.
He's only 2 strikes away from becoming England's top wicket taker in T20 internationals. Gets 2 wickets tonight.
I thought he had that already.
No,
I thought he had that already as well. But that's top edged. Is he going to get away with it again? He's not going to get away with it this time.
Well,
Ishan Kishan has gone. And, Ali's got a wicket and it's 2 down. 46 for 1. I suppose they're going at just under 10 and over. It is the power play. You get wickets up top. Can slow the oppo down, I suppose. Let's give him a jingle to send him off. Of course, Matt Parkinson. I'll be interested to see how Matt Parkinson goes in at the T20i. It's an easy enough catch. Didn't really get anything on it.
Been doing well for Lancashire.
Yeah, he has. Well, I'm sure Gary will be. Yeah, no. I don't know what Gary will be doing. Dancing around his kitchen naked, probably. Singing Hallelujah.
Oh, that's an image I just... I'm going to really struggle to lose now. I wish you hadn't said that. Warren, by the way, has sent you, for identification purposes, a picture of Harry Brook. You can just see that there. So you'll know exactly who he is in future.
Right, okay, that's him.
He's got one eye bigger than the other.
Uh-huh.
And he's got a sort of Adolf Hitler style haircut, according to
Nice.
Warren's picture.
yeah, you don't see that so much anymore, do you?
No.
The old Hitler look.
No, funny
that.
that. Where'd you change in one ball's time?
We are. I'm going to go and take a little rest.
Jack's going to take over ball by ball. I'm going to do social. That's
Fantastic.
interesting.
No, it always goes well.
Yeah, I know. It's easy enough to do. Run rate 9.52. And 1 over left of the power play and 1 ball. Mo and Ali got a bit of tap, but got a wicket. Now, are we changing ends if there's a catch in this, or is that still only in the IPL until September for everyone else?
Oh.
Swept and swept hard by the new man, who
Beautiful
gets
shot.
4 runs. Who was the new man?
Surya Kumar Yadav.
Surya Kumar. Oh, I like him too. So it does give you familiarity with some of these Indian players, I suppose.
Surya Kumar, Surya. Now I know the others might have let you down. It's not too late to play Surya now. Surya Kumar Yadav.
Brian says, "G'day, good afternoon, cricket nerds. Oh, hey, look, a broadcast of an English sporting event that isn't preempted by Clownful. Eat it, Aunt Beeb." What do you mean, Clownful? Ah, of course. He's taken over everything today. That's nicely driven by Surya Kumar, but mid-off is Chris Jordan, and he's on the edge of the circle, and he won't get a run.
I'm supposed to be commentating, but well done.
Oh yeah, of course. I've been doing that a lot recently. I keep jumping in. Autopilot.
Going with the flow.
Sorry, Dad.
Hello, Ajit. How you doing?
Hi, I'm doing all right. Hi, Jack. Been a while. How are you doing?
It has. Yeah, I'm good. Toply in. On a length. Flicked over mid-wicket. Timed pretty well, but it's a long old boundary out there. And it doesn't matter, it'll go for 4.
Are you going to put your camera on, Ajit?
Oh, yes. Sorry.
We need to see your lovely face.
Well, we'll leave the lovely part of it to the discretion of the people
Oh, the
who are
viewers.
actually watching.
Oh, of course.
Hurricane Huda, living up to his reputation, his name, his nickname so far.
Now, it looks like he's been set out there with the mandate to... He's comfortable hitting it on the up, both of the spinners and the pacers here.
IPA. Well, Jack might get upset. That's his.
Yeah, that is mine. Huda flicks one into the leg side. They're going to come through for 2. The sight of Tony arms outstretched like Frankenstein wielding a beer put me off a little bit there.
You should have just taken your other beer.
Yeah. 2 runs to Huda. Who's on 19 off 8 deliveries so far. India up to 56. Couple down.
I think they would be happy with this run rate they have in the power play. 60 for 2 or so is on par, I think, in this pitch.
Yeah, definitely. Topley lumbers in once more. It's cut. It flies just over the head of point. Will run away for 4 runs. Looked like the England fielder was in the game there, but no dice.
Thank you very much, Tony. And I'll play a jingle.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah,
Looking in really good touch, right? Huda,
Yeah,
from
yeah,
ball
yeah.
1.
Yeah, he has. Well, when he
Couple
scored
of
runs,
sixes.
scored runs recently, hasn't he? While he's been over here, he's enjoying it. So
up to 23 now from 9. Topley once more goes full this time, and it's whipped into the leg side. In between the 2 fielders out there, one at backward square leg, one at deep mid wicket. So he gets through for another 2.
Cody's not in the squad for tonight, is he?
No, India have named 2 squads.
Ah,
so there's
right.
a squad for tonight and a squad for Saturday and Sunday,
Okay,
which
right.
includes the test players, basically.
Oh, fucking hell, they just made my life difficult, aren't they?
Yeah. It's
well,
I mean, it'll be Bumrah and Kohli and Pant and yeah.
They would be given, I think he would be given 1 or 2 chances at least in the series, the way I look at it.
Topley in, slashed at by Huda. He hasn't really timed that one. It's a bit more of a top edge than an intentional fine uppercut, but it goes away for 4 runs, and it takes India up to 66.
Who could ask for more? The number of the day is 4.
This is good pressure batting at the top, isn't it? This is what the last over the power play.
Yeah, 66 off the power play. You'd take that for 2, I think, if you were the batting side.
Yep.
It will be interesting how the Indian batsmen deal with Matt Parkinson, whether he'll be afforded any respect whatsoever. I saw Taimal Mills warming up in the background there. I think we might see him in action shortly.
Yeah, I mean, that might work here, sort of a bit of variation. Try and blag a wicket.
I mean, him and Reece Topley are not very dissimilar to each other in bowling styles, but I think Mills might be even a little bit faster than him.
Yeah, but Mills is, Topley's very tall, comes from a different trajectory.
I think Mills has a few more tricks in his proverbial box.
Got a lot of tap in the IPL, didn't he? when
He did
played?
he got pumped in the IPL, but he was playing in the jokiest joke of a team. Everyone in that team got a bit of tap. It was an onslaught. Here he comes. He has a little gallop at the top of his mark. Comes in past the umpire, bowling over the wicket and beats the outside edge first ball. Surya Kumar Yadav reaching a little bit. Just his second delivery, so you can forgive him for that one. Seam up from Mills on that occasion, and good carry through to Butler above waist height.
I'm going to play his jingle, and then you can talk over it because it's really long.
It is a good jingle, though.
Yeah, it is a good jingle.
Well, I think he's a bit more bulkier man, even though he has a shorter or a lower release trajectory, and I think puts more shoulder behind it. We saw it got good bounce there.
Here he comes again, through, seam up once more, on the hips, is whipped high in the air and about 5 rows into the crowd. That's a 6 over long leg. Good shot from Surya Kumar Yadav, a real nice pick-up.
Absolutely.
One of the things I've noticed with Mills here, and I wonder if we'll get a shot of him at the top of the run-up, I think he telegraphs what he's going to do with the ball in his run-up. I don't think he hides the ball particularly well. And for a guy who bowls a lot of variations, it's a little bit of a problem if you just run in with the seam up.
Yeah.
And the batter knows what's about to come.
Absolutely.
Can I get
But
some
what
tweets
a superb shot. Yeah.
Nesta says R.I.P. James Caan. Jack won't know who he is. Do you know who James Caan is?
Yeah, he's the bloke from The Godfather, isn't he?
Yeah.
Here is Mills once more. Seam up again outside off stump, pushing it across Surya Kumar Yadav, who swings and misses, trying to drive through extra cover.
This over is quite emblematic of how Mills has been bowling throughout his career. Good balls interspersed with few that are eminently hittable. But I must say that shot was quite something. It just looked like a pickup of his hit. Went quite far.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose if you're a batter, that's the benefit of facing a guy bowling 85 plus, isn't it? If you do pick one up down towards that fine boundary, it's going to go.
It's going to go, exactly. Same as you get a top edge, it's going to fly.
We get a shot of a sad-looking Rohit Sharma on the balcony.
Oh.
And here is a top edge. Will it carry? No. It bounces just in front of Topley on the fence. Mills gesticulates towards him, so I wonder here whether Topley didn't pick it up. It had a bit of hang time, didn't it?
It certainly did.
Another
I
look.
had a feeling he may have missed it in the sunlight initially. You can see he's very square on the screen already when the shot was hit. Towards the end, it looked like he didn't give it his all. Maybe.
No.
Topley.
I think he maybe didn't get a good bead on that. It's an interesting player to have down there, isn't it? Because you think, well, that is a bit of a catching position. He's someone who's got some range. Maybe Topley's a great fielder, I'm not sure, but I don't know if he'd be my number one player to do that job. Mills goes to the wide Yorker and executes it perfectly. Huda jams his bat down on it, but hits it straight to backward point. No run.
It's an interesting take on it, because traditionally fine leg was your bowler's position because they were the worst fielders. Plus they needed a rest.
Yeah, but I think that makes sense in a test match, if you're trying to bowl outside off stump, but that's obviously not what Mills is doing here.
Yeah.
Like that guy isn't there in case he drifts onto the pads and gets knocked round the corner. It's
he's there for a top edge.
The batsmen are ready, waiting for this ball.
Here comes Mills. Huda on strike. It's a big open stance, Huda, before he shuffles across. He flicks that into the leg side, and Chris Jordan fumbles one at mid-on, letting them come through for a second run. It should have been an easy single. In the event, it's an easy two. Quite a good over from Mills that's gone for 9 runs, and India are up to 75 for 2.
Let's get some tweets in. Jay Grover says, this is the pale man, looks more like Mitch McConnell than Harry Brook, with a picture he sent you can look at that. Good evening, Bear and Chimps, top guys, says Adrian Lowe. A wine for the Bish, and it's called Tony Bish. That's a good wine for the Bish. And Jay says, I don't need to see Ajit's face, his voice makes me tingly enough. Oh, there you go. Some man love from Jay there. Warren, Bear is definitely more at home with an IPA than in the IPL. No, it's not true.
Here we come, Matt Parkinson into the attack ring and the leg spinner. Does he bowl too slow? It's the eternal question.
It is the eternal question. He's got a jingle. Some Mog special.
Surya Kumar Yadav is on strike. Parkinson comes in. It's a slow jog and he tosses one well up outside off stump. Gets driven just behind square on the offside, and I thought there'd be a fielder there, but there wasn't. It dribbles into the fence. 4 runs. Welcome to the game.
I assume that was just going to be a 1.
Yeah. Normally you see that get cut off. He must have timed it really, really well.
At the point of impact, he rolled his wrists over it.
Yeah, he got it a long way behind.
To make sure it goes finer than...
It's a strange field to have, though, to have no point and to have the man on the cover boundary so far in front of square. I mean, he's in line with the stumps at the bowler's end. Parkinson in, that's a good area. It's knocked carefully down the ground by Surya Kumar Yadav for a single.
I can't understand this. It might ring a bell for people here. There is no mid wicket. That's always a bad thing for me, because I bowl some leg spin myself. That's the next thing you would expect if you ever lose your length or line. If it's drifting onto the pads, they would look to flick you through that area right there.
Of course, but as we all know, a single's not that bad a thing to happen.
Parkinson in, tossed up outside off stump. Huda down the pitch, drives it straight to extra cover, no run. We've got an extra cover, short third, a short fine leg. Where's the other guy in the ring? Have they got 2 covers here, or...?
No, I think there was short third man as well.
Yeah, we've got that. Tossed up by Parkinson, and he beats Huda there. That's well bowled. Huda does manage to sort of squeeze it somehow behind Butler. They get a run. Could have easily perished, I think, on that occasion.
I think I like the pace with which he's bowling. He's challenging the batsmen to create their own pace. That means somebody like Huda will actually run at him. When you do that, you have every chance of the ball standing up in the air because of the turn or him missing one.
Parkinson in once more, outside off stump, driven hard, square of the wicket, and it's gone for another 4. I mean, I think that's just a really weird field to have.
It is. It's a terrible
he's in the
field.
wrong place, the guy out on the cover boundary. They should have cut off both of those, and in the event, it's 8 runs.
This might be a bit of naivety from Butler, because as a spin bowler, I think it's always better to bowl full, but maybe people think you're going to get scared, and therefore he's got him there because they think he's going to drop short and it's going to get hit in front of the square. Rather than
the field doesn't show any confidence in the bowler yet.
No.
Here is Parkinson, tosses up on leg stump and driven down the ground for a single. So 11 off that over. 86 for 2.
Oh, it's me, isn't it? I'm just saying who's on YouTube. Set watching from India. Hello, you. Warren Davis is there. Andrew Wright. Safila Khan. He wants video. We don't do video. We're audio only. I don't know where you will find video unless you pay for it. Back on Twitter. Leah says no one gives a shit about some stupid trilogy about Italian Americans being scumbags. I don't know. Quite good films. Number 3 was not so good. But the other 2 are quite good. Evening from a sunny York. We're doomed, says Josie. Josie Oak's in England, of course. You brought the sun with you. You thought it was going to rain, Josie. Nah, you're just about to hit a heat wave. It's going to be, 27 degrees and sunny tomorrow?
Is it? I'm playing cricket
it's
tomorrow.
going into the 30s next week.
Nice.
In 10 years' time, we'll be frying, and half the world will be uninhabitable. But enjoy it while you can, kids.
Chris Jordan, the new bowler. England's second highest wicket taker in T20 cricket, apparently. He might.
I'm sure he's got that.
Jordan's back will make him cry. More England caps will soon draw nigh. For if they don't, then it will seem he'll wish he'd joined the Windies team.
So I thought he got that record when we were playing those T20s against the West Indies earlier this year.
So did I. Jordan in, dabbed down to third man, just a single. I thought so as well. I mean, I don't know, unless Adil Rashid went above him or something like that. I don't know how many he has. I'm not sure who he even overtook to take the top place.
Exactly.
Broad or something, wasn't it?
We're going to look at stats. I don't know how we're going to
In
find
the meantime, I'm not particularly happy that Mills has been taken off the attack. I thought he was settling into his groove. He bowled one really hittable ball that went for a 6, but I thought he came back really well in that over.
Yeah.
I don't know what Butler, the skipper, is doing here, but let's wait and watch.
It's I always think with England's T20 fielding efforts that there's not necessarily a lot of rhyme or reason to what happens. It's sort of just like we'll throw some stuff at the wall and hope for the best, and let Livingston loose a bit later on. Jordan in, thick edge, trying to turn it into the leg side, and it dribbles down to third for another single.
They are going about 10 runs an over, and he's a fairly canny operator. That's definitely in his favour. I would have expected he would be brought into the attack around the 11th or the 12th over. But it'll be interesting. Let's see.
here we go. So the list is Adil Rashid and Chris Jordan, so they'll be retaking it and taking it off each other as games progress, one presumes. Although Adil Rashid, I expect, will start to go. Although, having said that,
it takes wickets cheaper and quicker, Adil Rashid. So another edge goes down to third. Trying to drive through the offside that time, Surya Kumar Yadav. A little bit of movement off the pitch from Jordan, who's started reasonably well here. 3 singles.
He's bowling one side of the pitch. Sorry, Bear.
Well, there's only 3 matches between them, actually. Adil Rashid's played 73 matches and Chris Jordan's played 76. Adil Rashid has 81 wickets and Chris Jordan 80.
Speaking of Adil, why isn't he in the squad today?
He's on Hajj. He's doing the Hajj.
I see.
Yeah.
Good to hear. God bless him.
Here's Jordan, that's leg side, and it is pulled straight to short fine leg, which is a terrible way to get out of your Deepak Huda. If you were being generous to Chris Jordan, you could say that was a good slower ball, deceived the batter who was through the shot too early and has hit it straight at the fielder who's set there. If you weren't, you'd say it was a long hop that should have gone into the stadium.
Well, I
He got lucky.
can play a jingle that implies that.
Shit gets wicked, so try and see. A smooth full toss is a guarantee there. Shit gets wicked, obviously. Shit gets wicked, so shit gets wicked.
I think we should give Jordan a bit more credit. I think he cramped the batsman for room enough that he couldn't get his full powerful swing through the ball. That meant it just went looping to the man at short fine leg. Well done him, I would say.
Yeah, you always need a little bit of luck in T20s
Yeah,
as
you
well.
certainly do as a bowler. If you can take it just a couple of miles an hour and they hit it just slightly wrong, that's one of your chances of getting a wicket, and I suppose he did that.
Who will India send in next, Ajit?
Well, it's for me, it's not going to be that much of a surprise. I would expect Hardik Pandya to walk in. Because they are the sort of the finishers here. 3, 4, 5 or 5, 6, 7 are usually the finishers in a T20. You don't really expect any more batting to be required. So it'll be Hardik Pandya, Dinesh Karthik, and Harshal Patel gave a good account of himself. So I'm expecting he'll come in ahead of, let's say, the likes of Akshar Patel and Bhuvneshwar Kumar, unless they find a value for the left-handedness of Akshar Patel.
Well, no,
right? So
it's going to be this man.
And in breaking news, Hardik Pandya.
Yep.
All right.
It is.
Exactly.
Exactly. I've never really got that jingle.
No, it's quite good though. A bit off
Yeah,
the
it's
wall.
okay.
Fresh off his IPL win as captain.
Yeah.
Yes. And he's been doing okay in his comeback in the T20s for India as well.
He's bowling again now as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
Fully recovered.
Taps his bat down and waits for Chris Jordan, who lumbers up to the wicket. Thick inside edge, takes that towards square leg, and they come through for a single. They've got a slip in, or they had a slip in for his first delivery there.
Good one.
England think against Hardik Pandya that you can bottle him up by bowling a hard length, back of a length, and that he can't
Yes.
really play that kind of shot. Maybe you need a bit more traditional batting technique. Interesting to see whether they can do that here on a surface that looks pretty true.
Yeah. And again, this ball, you saw that length already in his very first ball, and I think there are plans in place. Maybe Jordan is actually bowling to execute a few of those plans, and well, he succeeded. He's got the wicket.
Well, he certainly hits length a long way.
Yeah, here's Jordan finish off the over. It's a classic. That is a test match length there, just over off stump. It bounces through up. Surya Kumar Yadav tickles it towards mid-wicket. They come through for a single. So a good introduction from Chris Jordan into the attack there. 5 from the over, plus the important wicket of Huda, who's looking pretty tasty. India 91 for 3 off 9. They'll be happy. England will probably be happy they got the breakthrough. India just on top.
Yeah, probably. Let me give some tweets. Where should I go back to? Clearing up palliation was eyes. It was Tony Bishop. I don't know what that was to do with. O'Neill Harris says, just joined commentary to hear you guys are getting ready for a 27-degree heat wave. He laughs. Yeah. Some would say that's pretty cool, I imagine. David Shobe Jones says, in relation to where do I listen, the T20s are all being covered live by Gorilla Cricket. The saviours you didn't know you needed. Thank you so much, David.
Parkinson in, and that delivery is whipped through a straightish mid-wicket. Jordan Fields running around from long on, and is so quick to the ball actually that he keeps them to 1. That was either lazy running or great fielding.
I would go for the latter, really. That was wonderful work in the deep.
Wow, we've had 19 people enter for
Well,
a T20. You see, they're all trying to get that money. D Wells and JB have basically taken all the runs.
There's a big
spread.
estimates, yeah, though, aren't there? Okay, here is Parkinson again. Tosses one up. Nice drift there. But a very, very good shot from Hardik, who drills him back over his head. Parkinson almost ducking for cover to get out the way of that one.
2 + 2 is our man.
362 all out to 491. 491 in a T20 between two sides. That's 240 plays 246.
Wow.
That's a lot.
Somebody's very ambitious.
Yeah, very.
Parkinson in. That one drifted outside leg stump, and Hardik Pandya plays an awkward looking defensive shot. There is no run on that occasion. We haven't said that for a while. There's been runs everywhere.
He's getting good drift, but not a lot off the pitch. But that's
No.
still okay. For if it drifts half a feet more than you're expecting, you'll probably miss you a big shot.
Yeah, it's looking pretty flat, certainly from the point of view of the spinners. He tosses the ball from right hand to left, comes into bowl. Parkinson, leg side again. Hardik goes for the sweep. Didn't get anything on it, I don't think, and it has been wided.
It looked like a set piece. For me, I think he was expecting Hardik to run at him. You saw that it was much flatter and fired down almost down the leg to get him stumped, almost. Hardik too I think too clever. He just waited in the crease.
Here's Parkinson once more, tossing it well wide off stump, and that's slashed back down the ground. And he's found a gap actually wide of long off there for 4 runs.
I want to check on the replay, but was there no extra cover? I can't explain that at all. If there wasn't one.
No,
No, there isn't. How do you bowl without a mid-wicket and an extra cover for a leg break bowler?
I don't
I'm
know.
done.
There's
And a point out of place.
wide down the leg side. Parkinson's lost the plot a little bit
Yeah, he
here.
has a bit, yeah.
22 off his first 10 deliveries. He doesn't really look like he knows where to bowl to Hardik. He's looking menacing. Tosses that one up, and it's defended to where extra cover would have been, and they come through for a single. England have a short, well, like a fly slip on the edge of the ring, a short third man, a point, and a short fine leg. It's a very strange field to a man bowling 44 miles an hour.
It's a field set for all short bowling, unless he's been asked to do that. He's been bowling good lengths and foolish lengths.
I mean, you only need one man behind square on the leg side in the ring, on the offside in the ring for Parkinson. And England have 3. It's
Yeah,
it's,
I mean,
it's baffling.
He's hardly bowled anything on the leg side either.
And to make matters worse, Point's just misfielded one.
But there is no backward point again.
He gets covered by the man who's run round from deep extra cover, so it will only be 2.
I mean,
25 off his first 2 overs, Parkinson. England have to look at where the fielders are standing. That's you know,
I mean, it's
ridiculous.
almost like they've gone for an identikit field. For this is how we should have the field.
Yeah, they've got the field for a seam bowler who's going to, you know.
Well, that's
bang
a
it in.
skipper.
Anyway.
Well, we're supposed to have a change, and Michael's supposed to be here, but Michael's not here, so I'm just going to sit here because I can't be asked to do.
Yeah.
You can take over. Just sit there with where Jack is, and I'll just carry on, and I'll take Michael's place, I guess.
I do ball by ball, I think. For the
Yeah,
next,
that's cool. That's cool. I'm sat here now. I'll slowly get beers. It's night time cricket.
Fair enough,
It's
but
beer
any-
o'clock, so you know.
Beer and more o'clock.
Yeah,
More cardio,
I might have to go and get the weed too, and have some proper fun.
Well, I had met something else, but whatever floats your boat.
It's okay, Ajit, don't you worry. I should do some tweets.
Anything? Yeah.
Yeah, let's get back to the tweets. Someone sent in seat tyre. Oh look, seat tyre on a sheep on a swing. That's quite good. That's M8's Grand Theft Auto. It's like quite an entertainment. Oh right, the sheep actually runs up and goes swinging, like it's learnt that swinging on a tyre is fun. Or
Sheep
maybe it's
swinging. It's popular in Wales.
And New Zealand, potentially.
anywhere with a lot of sheep. Matches are completed 30 minutes earlier because of the no-nut Tata PTM annoyances. Yeah, I imagine this game should only actually be 3.5 hours instead of 4 hours 10. Mayank says, hello all, what a week for political junkies like myself, hoping the cricket can be as exciting and unpredictable. Yeah,
You know, they only bowled 10 overs in 50 minutes. In the meantime, we have that was a replay. My
That was a
apologies.
replay.
We are seeing the wickets
we're
back.
seeing the wickets, so presumably it's drinks break, isn't it?
Yeah, 10 overs. I think it's a drinks break.
Yeah, drinks break.
They have not really covered themselves in glory here, England. It's 10 overs in 50 minutes of playtime, but there is some things to be said in their favour. India have sent the ball chasing all over the field.
Yeah, a lot.
And 10 overs, 105 for 3, it looks a bit ominous unless they can get a couple of breakthroughs. Because, look, one is a very classical player, the other can play classical shots but has a good long arm in Hardik. And you have Dinesh Karthik to follow. It can be a bit of a carnage, you know, if you're not careful.
Well, I was just about to see what the line is for the runs.
In the meantime, I mean, I was looking at what's happening with the spinners. I don't see if England have a good plan on how they set their field for both the spinners. But we have a change. We have a tall, dark and a bald left arm fast bowler.
We don't play jingles more than once when they're bowling.
All right. In comes Mills. That looked like a wide. Yeah, he's been wided. It was short and wide. Hardik tried his best to slash that away. Missed it.
By the way,
Wide.
on a technical point here, is the picture better quality coming through Zoom than it has been previously?
I think so. It can be a little bit higher. I mean, I think you're asking about the jingles, right?
No, I'm talking about the actual video feed that comes through Zoom.
Video is pretty stable for me. No more framing.
Oh, okay. I think there's a new computer. I think it's done.
Oh,
I think it's done
well, let's
well.
hope
Good.
so.
I hope so.
Oh dear. In comes Mills. This is again a similar wide ball, but this time Hardik connects. He's bunted that up and over point for one of these.
Damn. All my nattering, the runs line is going up.
I think it's no bunt. That was a proper slash, Friday 13th slash.
Yeah. But England, I've got to say, England haven't bowled particularly well. I don't think this is it by any stretch. Is this going to be England's World Cup? Who's going to be in this World Cup? Well, I suppose he could have Tyler Mills in it. But you'd
I expect he'll go if he's fit.
Yeah, but I mean, Wood and Archer are ahead of him for a start. Adil Rashid will be in the bowling lineup for the World Cup. And
We haven't had Archer bowl yet at all. I would love to see him here, but yeah. In the meantime, he switches to around the wicket this time and bowls a full toss, which has been guided away beautifully past point, but it's been fielded in the deep. Well done to the fielder there, and the batsman get back for 2. That's Livingston.
Yeah, right, sorry. The run line here, what is the run line? 20 overs runs. Over 202. I think they're going to get over that. I really do. I think England are bowling shite.
With the way they're bowling, 202 looks well under the score that India might get as things
Yeah,
stand.
they look like getting, at the moment, they look like getting like 220.
Exactly. Alright. Mills thinks about what line he should be bowling. And again, we have an interesting field. We have a mid-on, and the entire leg side has no other fielder in the circle. In he comes. Around the wicket, that's a length ball bowled straight at his body, but Surya plays that with a straight bat to that mid-on fielder, and they get jogged through for a single. It's Hardik, my bad. But very useful first 3 balls. They've got 7 runs India, 3 balls.
Yeah.
And now it's Surya Kumar on strike.
This is it. They're getting their boundaries early in the over, which always puts pressure on the bowler.
I saw 2 fielders in the deep, but they were quite square. As in, they were not in a traditional fine leg square leg combo, but I saw one well in front of square, the other more like a traditional square leg. That's very interesting. Maybe there's also a fine leg. In comes Mills around the wicket. That's a short ball, but that's hoiked beautifully away by Surya. Looks like, well, that's 10 rows behind the fine leg fielder.
Exactly. That's another 6. Yeah, my
You
over.
cannot be so far and so down the leg. Quality of these batsmen, no, they're going to punish you.
Yeah, I think Tyler Mills is, he was a fine 5 years ago. I'm not sure he's grown where the game has grown in a lot of respects.
Butler doesn't look impressed at all.
And he played 5 games in the IPL this year, didn't he? Was that for
Yeah.
injury reasons?
In he comes.
No.
That's a full ball outside off. Surya has played that with a straight back through to the fielder in the deep. It's Matt Parkinson. Before he can get it away, they cross over for a single. I think he had some injury issues in the initial part of the season, but I think he was also dropped.
Yeah.
There was some less than nice things said about him, and the Mumbai Indians camp hinted at an injury where he said he didn't have one, and so on and so forth happened.
Yeah, I remember watching a game and he got an awful lot of tap. People were sending it out of the park, and he went for like 55
He's done
runs.
okay in the blast, but he's not the cheapest wickets he's taken. I'll tell you in a minute.
And he comes around the wicket. He's held that back a bit, and Hardik can't beat the extra cover fielder. So he ends the over strong, but still a costly one. 120 for 3 India.
I'm doing socials, aren't I, Ben?
Yes, you are.
I am. All right. Well, I can tell you. Where did you get to? Mayank says, hello all. What a week for political junkies like myself.
That was the
Hoping
last tweet I
cricket-
did.
Oh, well, that's okay. Leah says, careful, Ajit. After England played the test like it was a T20, I fully expect them to go at this T20 like it was a 5 overs match in Ashes cricket on my Xbox. Yes, I made 160 odd in for 1 in 5 overs. O'Neill Harris, is it okay to smoke weed live on the internet? The Tories are still in power, and I'd hate to see a live Met raid on Gorilla Towers.
Yeah, I could be saying
What
anything.
weed?
What I'm smoking, how are they going to know? There's not smell-o-vision.
I'm
It's
not
just
saying anything.
tobacco, isn't it? Fair.
Yeah,
Farong
it's
says
apparently.
this would be an interesting alternative to GPL. Bangladesh elect to bat versus West Indies. Need to win at a level series. What will the post? What will they score? I think. What will they post? I think was the question.
There's a test starting today. Or
Yeah.
Is it today? Has it started today, or was it yesterday? Or today? Ooh,
A test? No, I don't think so.
No?
It's a T20 today.
Oh, is it?
There's an England and Bangladesh T20 that's underway, but test is probably later. I think 1 or 2 days. The Australia Sri Lanka test. That's the only one on the horizon, I think. In the meantime,
Hombre Nuevo had sent me a lovely picture of a Tony Bishop wine, but it said fat on it. So I questioned that. He said, a little less thought in what the label actually said before posting.
all right. In the meantime, we have a change in the bowling. It's Chris Jordan coming over the wicket. It's a short ball that Hardik's made room and sort of hit it wide of a fielder at deep square leg for one of these.
That was a very good shot. Well manufactured.
It's Nissan She. It's Nissan She.
It was Suryakumar, actually.
Oh, Surya, yes. He seemed to have spotted the gap, sort of made up his mind that he wants to hit it there even before the ball was delivered, and I think the bowler obliged by giving him the length he was looking for.
Yeah.
Looked a bit irritated.
England are getting carted here. Mind you, maybe it's a really flat wicket and the same will happen to India. You often think that when you think, oh God, we bowled really bad, but actually the bowlers realise the pitch is shit and the batters realise it's really good and there's a lot of runs to be made, and you don't realise that until the second innings.
In comes Jordan. That's a full ball that's been pushed up to long on for a single.
And maybe the bowlers second time round get to see where the bad parts of the, where not to bowl. Although if it's as flat as a pancake coming on nicely, these sorts of games, it doesn't really matter where you bowl if a good batsman gets in. And
Absolutely.
I'm looking forward to seeing Joss bat and Jason Roy. I think we've got a better batting lineup. We've got a strong batting lineup. Our bowling lineup is pretty weak. I guess that's why we were happy to chase.
Now, in he comes, Jordan. That's a short of a length ball, but well, Hardik looks to hit that over extra cover. He miscued that, and it's one bounce to the fielder and third man, Sam Curran. They've jogged through for another single.
Yeah, gets away with it. Not a big.
I think very fortunate top edge.
Yeah.
He threw his body at that ball rather than looking to hit that through pure timing, as he does mostly these days. He literally threw all of his body at that. It really got no timing going.
Only need to get a little bit of bat on it, though, don't you?
Wow. I think Mr. Shastri's had a haircut. A short ball at Jordan, and there's an appeal. He's pulled hard, and England think they've hit something.
I think he thinks there's gloves.
They've referred it.
Yeah, and both Jordan and Joss Butler appealed, and I think they've reviewed it.
I have a feeling it might be the helmet.
Well, that's what someone was. Well, Jordan was going. Do you think it was the helmet? I think. But his hands were away from his body, and they weren't far from the ball. That'd be interesting.
Irrespective of how this decision goes, really, we're getting to see the replay. Ball's rising up. Surya. Well, I think it may have taken both. In fact, the gloves and the helmet from the replay.
It is near the gloves there. Oh, it could be.
Right? I think it may have taken, just kissed the top of his glove and then taken the top of the helmet. But in any case, I like the length that Jordan is bowling, the aggression that he's using here.
Yeah, it is a good length ball. It's right up there. It's above shoulder height. But ultra edges here.
Here we go.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah, there's a bit of glove
There's a spike next to the glove, and let's see if it also. Show me if it's also nicked the helmet.
I don't think it's hit the helmet. I think it's gone over the helmet.
We never get to see. Excellent referral here from England.
That was a very good review. It looked quite innocuous at the time, didn't it? But then we don't have TV volume. You can often hear these things on TV.
Surya.
The crowd says you're out.
Good little knot though, 39 off 19.
He looked very dangerous
Looked
and
pretty handy.
very timely.
Yeah, indeed. So who's up next then?
Dinesh Karthik. I don't see anybody
Oh,
else.
right, Christ.
coming
This
in.
could be fireworks as well, couldn't it? Christ. He had a cracking IPL.
When he was young, he lisped and got car sick. Now he plays for India. Dinesh Karthik.
A bit preemptive there. Let's hope he's the one walking in. Nonetheless, what we see is, well, there you go. It's not Dinesh Karthik.
Oh, fucking hell.
It's Akshar Patel.
Akshar Patel ahead of this.
Yeah. Karthik, yes. So I think they've held him back. They really want him to be focusing on the last 4 to 5 overs of the game. And he's a lefty. Akshar Patel, I told you they may use him simply because of that. And, well, he can hit a mean ball himself.
Yeah, but he's not Dinesh Karthik. Because he's Akshar Patel.
No, he's not. I agree.
The stroke plays diverse, and as sweet as a slice of Battenberg. Extra, 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 extra. Because if he can't score runs, then it's the spin, the spin, the spin, the spin, the spin, the spin, the spin that will bring him some wickets. Oh,
In comes Jordan around the wicket. That's a short of length ball, and he can't beat the point fielder, Akshar. So one thing I can tell you, Akshar fancies the spinners more than the paceman. So it might be a good challenge for him as well. Because everybody here is bowling with good heat.
Yeah. Often I guess batsmen, if they're not very good at pace, then they always fancy they can smash a spinner.
And
yeah, go on.
well, what I saw is both Timal Mills and let's say Matthew Parkinson have comparable figures. 2 overs 24 for Timal Mills and 2 overs 25 for Matthew Parkinson. Though I have a feeling Mills will be given the remainder of his overs rather than Parkinson.
Yeah.
Well, Jordan's got his 2 wickets, by the way. That's what he needed.
Oh,
wasn't
that's
it?
what he needed.
Yes.
Yeah, he did indeed.
Oh yeah. We just saw the list of the top England wicket takers. Now Jordan is equal
He is.
with Adil Rashid. In the meantime, a length ball he's bowled into the wicket, and that's been just hit to extra cover, no run. So an excellent finish to this over for Jordan. 3 dots, including a wicket. India 126 for 4.
Well, to say Joginder Singh on, I think that's Jahinder, I imagine, but on
It's
YouTube.
Joginder.
Yeah. Why England not taking wickets? We need a spinner. Our spinner is no good. You are dead right, because our normal spinners aren't playing, Joginder. And we do need a pacer because they're injured. English cricket.
Adrian Lowe says, can England do an 11 and over for 20 tonight? Tough gig, I think.
Yeah.
John Batham says, can we send it under 10s out the bowlers? They can't be worse than this. So many balls outside leg begging to be dispatched, and they have been. O'Neill Harris says, how are you guys getting what else is wrong? Is playing wrong 2022 Crick Info? How are you guys getting what else is playing? I'm not quite sure what you're saying there, O'Neill.
Oh, what other games are playing? Yeah, Crick Info.
In the
Oh,
meantime,
yeah, sorry. Yeah.
In the meantime, we have England's secret weapon, this spinner who lopes in, bowls a slightly short of length ball, but that's been cut away very well past point and straight to boundary for one of these by Hardik.
I am Liam Livingston. I play for the light.
Wearing his sporting spectacles, he comes, bowls a foolish ball that's been drilled beautifully straight down the ground by Hardik. Beats a diving mid long on, and that's one more off.
2,
These.
3, 4.
Well, he's getting no worse. He's gone for 8 off 2. I'm sure Mac Parkinson can do that. That was the off spinner, wasn't it?
Yes,
Leggies,
so
off
that's,
spinners.
I was about to say that. He started with the leggy, dropped it short. He came back with an offie, bowled it to full. I must say it was also an excellent cricketing shot.
I've got to say,
straight down the ground.
he is an upgrade in the team that will go to the World Cup that fits in for the old skipper, Owen Morgan.
Again, this time it's a leggy, but this time it's more to length. And a diving Moeen Ali from point fields that, and India crossover for a single. It's not India, but Hardik who crosses over for a single.
So we take a wicket. It doesn't seem to slow anything down, Ajit.
No, I think that's how they're going to go here.
Yeah, I know.
India don't mind ending 190 for 9 in place of 170 for 6 or something, right?
Well, I want them to get 204 at least, obviously.
I don't think they'll disappoint you today, there. He switched around the wicket to the left-handed Akshar. That's an off break.
Oh, that's
But
good.
Akshar's up for it. He slammed that beautifully through extra cover. That rocketed to the fence for one of these.
1, 2, 3, 4.
A bit in the arc, a bit in the sitting arc. We'll leave the tracer bullet stuff to the people commentating on TV. The next ball is more on middle and leg, but Akshar is ready. He's hit that straight, but there's a fielder at a traditional mid wicket, and that's just 1 run. And Akshar's handed the strike back to Hardik.
And they want to accelerate in the last 4 or 5 overs, and they're already going at
Definitely.
nearly 11 and over. It's going to be a big
In he
score.
comes with a leg break to Hardik, who's happy pushing it to an empty mid wicket. Again, no mid wicket fielder. Whether he's bowling off break or leg break, that can't be forgiven in my book. And they cross over for a single. I know, Bear. I know it's a most often bugbear of yours. That's the end of the over.
Yes, bloody is. End of the over. Tone.
Over on YouTube, I don't know how much of YouTube did you do before?
I just did Jagender Singh because he was making a point that we haven't got a spinner and no decent pacer.
He was saying that. Pokeball Finger wants to know how fit Curran is. Libra AA, hello to you. Sunit Kumar Mishra, if Pantam Bumrah in this match, England out of this match, surely. Yes, I think you probably got a good point there. If I go back onto Twitter, Jay Grover, when I make predictions I tend to be wrong, but I reckon Kartik will not do well in this series. No, I will not put my money where my mouth is. GC Naked Fun Pornbot says the XR jingle reminds me how much I love Smiths and hate Morrissey.
Yes.
Ooh, is that a clue as to his identity? Might you get something from that?
Yeah, probably.
Is he giving a little something
Quite
away?
a lot of people who probably like the Smiths and think Morrissey's a twat.
Well, there we are. That's true enough. For wrong, well, to be frank, both teams have average bowlers playing. Not saying that Hofbear is an average bowler, but how many would he bag if he was out there today? Was only just pipped for the purple cap. Yes, he was.
Yeah, it's true.
Fair enough. In the meantime, we have England's blonde-haired demon child, left arm medium, coming into bowl. He's bowled that full of length, and that's been hit straight up to long off for a single by Hardik.
Yeah.
It's Sam Curran.
He likes bleaching his hair, doesn't he?
Well,
Kind of suits him weirdly.
yeah, it does. He's been called by different names in different times. I just called him demon child. He's been called a member of a certain party of socialists whose youth brigade was quite famous back in the day as well. He does look like that. All right, now he's going to bowl at Akshar. This is going to be an interesting battle, I think. He does bowl it a bit slower than Jordan or Mills, but
Yep.
Akshar might fancy his chances against him.
Yeah, I mean,
He has,
high 70s, low 80s at best.
and he comes, that's back of length, but Akshar's up to it. He's bunted that down to a long on in this case, and Jordan is there to pick it up, and they cross over for another single.
Who have India got left in the hutch? So they've got
So they've
DK.
got they've got DK, they've got Harshal Patel.
Can you give it
But-
some Humpty?
Yes, he got a 50 in the warm-up game against Northamptonshire.
Oh, okay.
recently. I mean, they were floundering actually. He got a 50 and made sure they got to a score that they could defend in the end comfortably. So again, he bowls over the wicket at Hardik, who opens the face.
Oh,
A
that's a
beautiful
good
shot to beat the short third man at point fielder. It's racing away to the boundary for one of these.
Now my innings going, great guns. I hit the ball, 4 runs. I hit the ball and it went for 4
I
runs.
forgot how often we have to play jingles in T20s.
But
Do you
must
want
be
to stay
said-
in that seat?
Huh?
Do you want to stay in that seat
No,
for
no,
the
I'm
next
fine
5?
in this seat. Yeah,
Well, that's all right, because then I'll just sit here and do ball
Yeah,
by ball
yeah.
rather than do the shuffle. By the time we've shuffled,
There's no point
the
in shuffling.
3 overs will have gone anyway.
There's no point in shuffling.
In comes Karan, still over the wicket, and Hardik has blocked that down to mid-off region where Jordan comes in and picks it up. But it's a very strange innings from Hardik. He's mixed that brute power of his with some very delightful pure cricketing shots,
Yeah.
like the one before. The shot of Liam Livingston that he played, that was a very, very delightful on drive, hit with an immense amount of power, but wonderful shot, I thought.
And he's going along at 200 strike rate, which is
Absolutely. Not breaking sweat. In he comes. That's a short ball that bowled at the left-hander Akshar. Akshar jumps and wangs that to mid-wicket. But there's a fielder waiting and they cross through for another run.
not a greatly timed shot.
Not at all. I mean, he sort of went up with the ball but really couldn't bring his wrists through. Got no timing on it at all.
No, got no timing.
He's doing his bit, let's say. He's sort of holding the seat warm for Dinesh Karthik, one feels. Very close to 15th or 16th over, he'll be asked to hit and he'll wicket, that's it. In comes Karan for the last ball of the over. That's bowled more at leg from back of length. And Hardik hits that down along the same line and just turns it across to square leg where he gets a single and retains strike. And well, interestingly, him and Karan bumped wrists at the end of that over.
Have they played in this? Is it Karan in the IPL?
Karan did play in the IPL, but I think he plays for Chennai.
No, okay.
O'Neill Harris says England has a habit of creating absolute roads for T20s and ODIs, but I really prefer games where there's something in the wicket. I find a low-scoring T20 more exciting than a high-scoring one. Yeah, I think we go along with that.
I think there's a bit in that. Yeah.
Jay Grover says, I love the Smiths and I think Morris is not a bell end. I'm also not the porn bot, despite Colin's rampant conspiracy theories.
Who's
the porn bot himself says, shit, that last tweet was supposed to come from my human programmer.
Aww.
So there we go. He's getting confused. He's getting schizophrenic.
Nice.
Will he reveal himself? And don't get excited because I said about revealing yourself.
Here we go.
We don't want to see your
Butter has proven
springs
us all wrong.
and nuts, as it were, and bolts.
In comes Parkinson. He's proven us all wrong. Given him another over. This was a good flighted ball, but coming into leg, and it's been hit into the leg side. And before the two fielders from the deep can converge, they've crossed over for 2 runs.
I think Jack was right. I think Parkinson's probably a little bit better. If he had a better field, he probably saved himself 8 or 9 or 10 runs here.
But for my comfort, he's bowling way too much down the leg with the bowler bowling at his
Well,
speed.
I think that's partly because they haven't got the cover for him on the off, where they should have the cover for him. He's been driven twice behind square.
Oh dear. The plan nearly worked. Hardik came trying to swing at a well-flighted ball. He missed it, and so did Butler. It's just trickled down behind Butler for a single. A bye.
See, that's where you need a decent keeper. I mean, it wasn't easy actually, because I think it came off the pad, didn't it?
Yes. He was a bit unsighted, and he was a bit flummoxed by that.
Yeah,
off the pad.
I think he was in the right place if he'd have missed it. As it came off the pad, he didn't have time to react.
No, but that's where you expect those quick hands to come in.
Yeah,
right?
well,
the same quick hands
exactly.
used for batting.
Really good keepers do adjust, and
they'll pick it, and they'll stump. It would have been a very crucial wicket for England. Now he bowls at the left-handed Akshar. That would have been a good line anyway for a left-hander because it was away from him. Akshar reaches out and slams that down to long off for a single.
This is where I want to know if Parkinson's got a top spinner and a googly. He doesn't seem. He bowled a couple of googlies when he played in the Test, but he doesn't seem to have one that he consistently believes in. I don't think.
Next one's again drifted down leg, but Hardik swept that beautifully, beaten the man at 45. The fielder in the deep cleans it up, but one gets a feeling it's going to be 3. The fielder is Karan in the deep. Oh, they've just taken 2.
That was a good bit of fielding.
Well done him.
That was a good bit of fielding.
It's a good bit of fielding, and I think he stopped the ball first as he fell over, and he thought he'd flicked it far enough away, but he had to get up and pick the ball himself up again, so he did really well there, Karan in the deep. In comes Parkinson again at Hardik. That's tossed up beautifully on the middle, and Hardik plays that respectfully, and now there is an extra cover, so he doesn't get a run.
Yeah.
I think Hardik's holding back because there's not enough pace, and he doesn't know how much the ball is going to turn. This is good bowling.
Well, exactly.
Another ball. This time it's a bit fuller than the previous one, and Hardik tries to slam that away with a cross bat. All he can do is hit it down to long on, and that's just another single. This is an excellent over by Parkinson. Under these circumstances, just 6 runs off his 6 balls. Well done him.
Indeed. We're going to have a change. You're going to be back in the second innings, Ajit.
Thank you. See you later.
See you later.
You are indeed. Jack's going to slide seamlessly into the summarising chair, I think. Looks as though he's had a hard day. Have you had a hard day?
I had a few beers at the cricket last night.
A few beers at the cricket. Well, that's all right. That's better than having a hard day at work. 157 for 4. Remember, India won the toss. They chose to bat. They were probably aware that 7 games played here at the Rose Bowl in the Blast this season. 5 times a total has been successfully defended in those. They are well on course to easily pass the average first innings score too. That's 164. They're already 157 for 4, and they've got 5 more overs left. Hardik has gone Burko since he arrived. Axar Patel is on 8 from 7. Hardik 40 from 23. Chris Jordan is the new equal T20 international wicket taker for England. And he's bowled pretty well considering. 2 for 11. He's bowled incredibly well.
Well, he has.
As you would expect from a man of his experience. He's going to be bowling from that Hilton Hotel end with that lovely Moorish Rob Bransgrove Pavilion looming with the Meon Valley, I think, isn't it, in Hampshire over there behind.
Yeah, there's a lot of shops. And
he's going to be bowling to the highly belligerent Hardik, who has a swing and a miss, and it's through to Jos Buttler. And the rarest of commodities, a dot ball, Jack.
Well, yeah, as Adrian says, gosh, when was the last time there was a dot ball?
What, literally just now?
Just then, Adrian.
I thought you might say that because I was queuing you up. Are you doing social then? And Bears
I
being
believe
expert?
I believe I'm social.
Yeah,
I'm sure you're very social.
We've been mentioned on the Guardian OBO, so if you're joining, there's no other audio coverage. If you're joining from there, drop us a tweet at Gorilla Cricket.
Are we?
What do you mean there's no other
The
audio
BBC are
coverage?
covering it.
Apparently not.
Well, the BBC are covering it. Not that I want to advertise them. Jordan in. Bat is dropped on it by Hardik. Jordan goes skipping away to his left to field at cover. Dawid Malan seemed to be ambling in, whereas Chris Jordan was absolutely hammering it to field off his own bowling. I like that. He doesn't want to give away runs off his own bowling. That's the right attitude.
Fair enough.
He's bowled really well, Jordan.
He has.
For a bloke, I don't know if I rate that highly. I mean, he's looked head and shoulders above the rest.
It's not overly troubling him, Jack. To be fair, tonight it's not overly troubling.
He's risen to my criticism.
He probably, if he comes back to the dressing room and he hears, that Jack Hope doesn't rate you, Chris, he's going to be absolutely decimated. But he's all right at the moment. 158 for 4. The run rate still over 10. 5 overs left. We're reaching the sharp end of what's been a pretty good opening effort from India. None of the players, of course, who played in the Test match are here. How different are the squads, Jack? I've only really looked at the first one. Jordan, another swing and a miss, wide of the left-handers off stump. Axar Patel didn't really get his feet moving to that. Plenty of bat and shoulder, but no footwork. And it was another dot ball. Sorry, yes.
India's is certainly reasonably different. Kohli, Pant, both will come in, and someone else as well. There's someone else. Can't remember who.
Okay, because I've already got notes on about 18 or 19
Bumrah.
players. How different do they want to make it? So
Bumrah.
4 additions.
Jadeja.
5 different.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, that's enough.
I'm not sure if Ashwin's coming across as well. Maybe not.
Oh, he may do. He may do. Many Indians, I think, felt he should have played in the Test match. Jordan, this one's down leg, I think, and it is going to be signalled as wide. Yes, it is.
And who's coming in for the England squad then? Bairstow.
Well, I guess Bairstow. I'm pretty sure Stokes isn't.
Root as well?
I don't think so.
No Rooty.
I still think there's a place for Root in the England
It'd
side.
be funny if Bairstow came in and just literally dead batted
Yeah, he's not
for about 5 overs. Oh wait, what game am I supposed to be playing? 159 for 4. Chris Jordan bowling beautifully. 2 wickets for him for 13. He's around the wicket. The left-handed Axar, who pulls high towards mid-wicket. Has he got enough of it? Yes, he has. It's 4 more. It just rolls into the sponge, but it's good enough.
I don't think that's where he meant that to go at all.
1, 2, 3, 4.
He meant that to go square and into the stands, I think. I think he's toe-ended that, actually.
Yeah, he has a wee bit. Maybe that you can't legislate for that, and Chris Jordan is just looking rather upset.
Yeah.
Again, doesn't like conceding runs off his bowling. What bowler would? 163. Well, you're okay. You're happy giving away 8 or 9 in an IPL over, aren't you? If you do that, you think you're okay.
Declaration bowler.
In comes Jordan, wide of the left-handers off stump, and he steers it really out towards extra cover, gets a single and brings Hardik Pandya back on to strike. Hardik Pandya bowling as a batted rather. Probably, has he top scored, I think, for India? I think he has so far, and he's batted beautifully. Slowed down a little bit, but we'll see what he makes of Chris Jordan's over. Chris Jordan will have one more after this one. Will they trust Parkinson towards the end? Will they bring back Topley or Mills? That one's top edged. Butler goes skipping across. It's going to drop well short of him. They will get a single. It'll bring Axar back onto strike. Well, it won't, because it's the end of the over. So after 16, it's 165 for 4, I think.
The Ghost of Zoob says a true parody will never give up their true identity. Leah says India should retire Axar at the end of the over and let DK go a bit berserk. I mean, they could be avant-garde, I suppose. GC Radio Naked Fun Pornbot is rebooting.
Oh, right, okay. Well, he was worried he'd given away his real identity a bit earlier.
Wow, someone's put up links for us. Apparently we're the only overseas, definitely, audio.
Ah, well, that's fantastic. Well, if you are, whoever you are, wherever you are, tweet us.
Tweet us
You'll
and say
find
hello.
us at Gorilla Cricket. Of course, on Twitter. You can find us on YouTube. Just search Gorilla Cricket. You will find us straight away there.
Or go to our website and there's a big play button.
Well, there's a big play button, but not only can you
how
listen
would
to
they
us,
know that?
you can also talk to us. You message us, we will read your messages, we will get involved in chatting. Come and join the fun. We would be delighted to have you with us. It is going to be Parkinson, who's gone for 30 off his 31 in fact, so a shade over 10 and over so far. Plenty of wrist in that, and it was the wrong one, I think, as well, from the leggy.
I'll give him.
He gets a dot ball, well bowled.
I'll give him this. Lots of spinners in T20s just bowl flat.
He loops it.
He does give it some air. He gives it a chance, and he has beaten 2 of them in the flight. He's had 2 batsmen beaten in the flight. Just that Butler can't take him and take the stumps.
And he pulls out of this one, and Hardik looks a little bemused.
I think that might have been the little Mankad warning.
Do you? Ah, was Axar having a bit of a walk, was he?
Creeping.
And he comes over the wicket to Hardik, and that's a superb ball because Hardik was really winding up, but can only really toe end it down towards mid-on, and would just get a single, which I think Parkinson will take at this stage.
Definitely. He recovered really well. The second over he bowled with a couple of wides in, and that odd field was a bit of a disaster. But the next 8 balls have been on the spot.
Well, let's see what he's got for Axar Patel. He's moved on to 13, 166 for 4 are India. This one's wide, horrible, and signalled as wide, and not surprisingly. I know what he was trying to do,
Wide.
but not really particularly successfully. Who's our other umpire? Mike Burns from Barrow-in-Furness. And who's the other end? Alex Wharf, isn't it? That was a full toss, swept high, and I think did he get that all the way?
No,
No, it's 4 runs. 4 runs signals umpire Burns.
Where's Barrow-in-Furness?
2,
Cumbria.
Top left.
3, 4.
Yeah, Cumberland, I think.
Weirdly, I was looking at HMOs. And
Cumbria, sorry.
HMOs in Barrow-in-Furness today. They're bloody cheap.
Ah. Again, that's wide, stretched for though by Axar. Has he got it high enough? No, he hasn't. He's just dropped it straight into the bucket hands of Jason Roy, who's out there at sort of deep extra cover. Roy makes no mistake. Axar has to go. It's a 5th wicket down for India. Parkinson does have himself a wicket, and he's saying a big thank you to Jason Roy, who did the job for him.
I won't look back, 'cause by the time that I do, you'll be gone.
If he'd have left that, it would have been a massive wide.
Well, no, exactly. It was he tossed it wide. Axar, and not for the first one. He's been trying to find that channel just wide enough as the player moves across, or probably more that the batsman stepping back to free their arms, and he's trying to just pitch it wide enough for them not to reach, and that's pretty much what happened there.
Yeah, and the reason he's done that is because this man is here to do the last 3-4 overs.
Is this our friend Dinesh Karthik? Yes, it is.
And got car sick. Now he plays for India. Dinesh Karthik.
37 now. Sharp dressed man and media personality down the track. It's lumped high, hard, handsome and long. And it's Hardik rather, but who's done it. But he's sent it away for 6. He's moved on to 49. And super shot. Yeah, that was that just sat up and said, "Hit me, Jack," didn't it?
Yeah, it was sort of 10th time lucky as well for Hardik. He's been looking for that one.
Parkinson in again, more air. Hardik steers towards extra cover, but he will get the single that takes him to a splendid 50 from 30. So 178 for 5, 50 for Hardik Pandya off just 30 balls. That run rate's still up about 10.5, and we've had 17, but he's got 250 Bear.
You know you lift me with your 50.
And I think there's going to be a little drinks break. Karthik is singling. He's obviously having been out and faced literally no balls yet. It's time for him to have a little drink or something. So, who's socially? That's you, Jack.
Yeah, Farron says, should India drop Kohli permanently? So far, Huda, Sky and Hardik have scored 112 from 69 balls this evening. And they have Samson on the bench. Is it time to turf Kohli out? I mean, I think any any data-driven team would make that call, but it's not that easy, is it, with Virat Kohli?
No, indeed not. You know whose birthday, of course, it is today, don't you?
MS Dhoni.
You do know that. Do you have that? Do you have like that marked
No,
up on your
it's just
bedroom
been
wall? At home?
all various different accomplishments have been trending. 3 ICC trophies, 4 IPLs. 1 major ship in the Indian Army. All of that nonsense.
Yes. Well, Pokey agrees with me, I have to say, on YouTube. He says, I agree with the Bear about Roots. Surely he'll try for an IPL career now anyway. I don't think he will.
Well, Reece Topley is going to be back into the attack. Left arm, over. Big swing from Hardik. And he was looking somewhere over the top of the Mian Valley and probably beyond. But the ball ended up in the gloves of Joss Buttler. So for once, Hardik Pandya did not connect with that. But boy, was he winding up for a big one. Just beaten for pace, actually. It was well bowled by Topley.
Yeah, took his eye off a little bit, didn't he?
He did indeed.
Bit of head up, give it a slap. I like this name on YouTube as well. True. Just True.
True.
Yeah.
You know this much is true.
Yeah.
Spandau Ballet, am I right?
Yep.
That one is slapped out to deep cover.
He was in the right place.
Fielded by Harry Brook, who's in exactly the right spot, and will just get a single.
Exactly. He's there for the quicker bowlers. Why?
51. So Dinesh Karthik, sharp dressed man, media personality, famous for once stumping Michael Vaughan. So well done him for that. What's he done in the IPL this year? Average 55, didn't he, in the IPL? Highest score of 66 for RCB versus the Capitals at the Wankhede Stadium. So yes, he did have a splendid IPL. What has he got here? He's got 2.4 overs to do something. He's got a lovely salt and pepper beard now as well, hasn't he? To go with that sort of rather elegant
what
look.
happens with age, isn't it?
Oh, very distinguished. Topley in. Turned off his legs. I'm not sure he got bat on that. We're going to see in a moment.
I don't think he did.
It's given though. Yes, given as leg buys. So he's found himself at the other end as Dinesh Karthik, but still has a naught against his name, and it's 180 for 5.
Well, I need, 20? I'm going to have to check on my bet now. But I'm sure it's 20 or...
The IPL shot. The IPL? The GPL shot. The IPL
yeah,
never shot.
We had 19 entries. It's going to be £217 if anyone wins it.
200. Wow. Well, that's who's in the game.
I will tell you in a second when I've just checked what the bookies is at. 202.5. So I need what? I need 23.
In comes Topley. Slightly dodgy haircut, I think, from him. And that one is high, taken out at deep cover.
Oh dear.
And Hardik's belligerent, effective innings finishes with him on 51 of 33 balls. Topley has done the trick. Harry Brook, I think, has done the catching. And it's the 6th wicket down for India for 180. No point in standing there and defending them in the last couple of overs, is there?
He went off really quick as well, didn't he? But he kind of got a little bit bogged down.
But that you do see, I mean, you'll see it in T20s generally, of course. A lot of catches on the boundary, but I'm sure the Rose Bowl or the Aegeus Bowl gets more than its fair share because those boundaries are just that bit longer. And that's pretty much what happened to him there. If that had been the St Lawrence ground or somewhere like that, that probably would have been 6.
Real chance for England to have actually reel in this train wreck of an innings now.
Yeah. 180 for 6.
Yeah, I mean, they were looking at 220, 230 at 10 overs, weren't they? But
Harshal Patel is going to be the new man in.
Oh, he gets a jingle. Sounds like this.
Average is only 16. He's never got past 30. And
Strike rate of 139 though.
A best of 18.
The next guy up is Harshal Patel.
Like that.
Well, he's going to face the left armour, Topley. And he waits and he angles the bat and he glides it really out towards cover and will get a single. Yeah, 10 IPL series since 2012 as Harshal Patel from Sanand in Gujarat. How old is he now? He's 31. But it's going to be a 37-year-old Kartik, Dinesh Kartik, who's going to be on strike. Yet to get himself off the mark. He'll be wanting to do something about that.
Reece Topley will probably get into the T20
Topley,
score, won't he?
As this is steered to the man at short third man. And Kartik is off the mark with a single. Harshal will be back on. Oh, he won't. Kartik will keep the strike. It's the end of the over. It's 1 for 34 off his 4 for Reece Topley. 182 for 6 for India. 2 overs left.
We've got loads of tweets. Farong says, wow, Bangladesh have gone 18 balls without losing a wicket and scored 23 runs as well. Leah, Hardik has always been a real threat with the bat, but this last IPL season I've seen him reach a new level. I didn't think he was that great with the bat this year. He was a bit slow, a bit boring. GC Radio Naked Fun. Porn Bot. Fun is my middle name. Well, one of them. And Jay Grover, I feel torn.
The name's Fun.
Whilst
Naked
I want
Fun.
Parkinson to do well, I want Gary to be proved miserably wrong due to his volcanic amount of mewling gobshitery. Well, I don't know. Parkinson wasn't amazing today, was he?
No. It's been all right though.
He wasn't awful either.
Well, Chris Jordan's going to bowl his last over. He has probably been the pick of the England bowlers so far with 2 for 19. Those two taking him to the top of the T20 International England wicket takers.
Some breaking sports news tweeted at us by Nessa as well. Nadal has withdrawn from Wimbledon.
Yeah, no, I saw that.
Through.
As onto the back foot goes Kartik. Good length ball on off stump. And it's just angled to gully. He will get a single there, move on to 2, and he'll bring Harshal Patel back onto strike. I think England will happily take 1s and 2s at this stage.
Kyrgios gets a bye to the final then.
I don't know. But tennis to me is what I think cricket is to other people. Like I
kind of watch Wimbledon because it's on BBC and I kind of
it.
turn it on in the evening and it's right in front of
I've
me.
taken more of an interest in this year's, but that was only because I had the chance to go.
Cam Norrie's probably going to get battered in the semi-final.
Yeah, it's in theory, but you know,
I hope he does. I hope he beats
Djokovic
him,
is fallible, as this one is shorter and plenty of bounce from Jordan. And Harshal has a waft. It's the only way I could really describe that. And through to Joss Butler it goes. It's a valuable dot ball for England. It's 183 for 6 for India. The run rate drops for the first time.
Shit.
Well, first time in a while, 2 under 10.
I just need it at 10.1 for the innings and I'll be fine.
What?
No, I need 10.15 I need.
Oh, well, I'm not sure you can affect that there, but we shall see what transpires. Joss Butler, England's new captain, says he wants to be as on the front foot as his test match counterparts. That one again gets plenty of lift from Jordan, and again it's too good for Harshal, who wanted to guide it down to third man. But it was too quick for him and just a little bit too much bounce, and 2 consecutive dot balls for Chris Jordan, who's bowling very tidily indeed.
You can tell that Harshal's not much of a batsman. He's got no advertising stickers on his bat.
That's always a giveaway, isn't it?
It's always a giveaway.
Either that or he's in dispute with his sponsors. We do seem to have got through this fairly quickly, but maybe that is because there has been no Sayat tyres or what's the other one?
Oh dear.
Again, plenty
bad.
of bounce and lift from Jordan, and again And I'm afraid England have completely Horlicksed that between Jordan and Butler, just trying to throw the ball to each other. And Harshal and Dinesh Karthik said, right, we'll have a little run there. And that is daft. And if Chris Jordan doesn't like giving away unnecessary runs, he will be fuming.
Well, it'll be a bye anyway, won't it?
It will be a bye. Butler just threw it.
Hit the
Jordan
stumps.
hit the stumps. And did he actually take his gloves off to throw it?
No, I think he was trying to lob it back to the bowler.
Well, it was all very daft. Jordan, right arm, over. Short. Butler doesn't quite get there, but it is a great stop, and is effectively, if you can imagine, a fourth leg slip. That's about how far Joss Butler had to gallop. So it's a fine piece of fielding from him. Keeps India down to 185 for 6. Harshal Patel will be back on strike. And Jordan has what should be the final ball of a first-rate spell from him, 2 for 21. He won't want that being 2 for 27. He's right arm in and over. Is he going to bounce it again? He is. It's pulled hard by Harshal. There is going to be a man at deep mid-wicket. They should come back for 2. They do. It means Jordan will finish on 2 for 23. India will move on to 187 for 6. And we will go into the last over.
Who's going to bowl? Well, it'll be Reece Topley, I presume.
Yeah, I would imagine it's Topley. Jack.
So Rare Dave says, loving the coverage as always, guys. Looking forward to seeing Josh Butler bat, as I wasn't able to watch any of the Netherlands tour, hoping the captaincy doesn't impact him too much. Of course, Liam Livingstone is always the main event for me. And signs off Dave. That's not. I think you don't get enough on tweets. People put their name at the end. Do you?
No, you don't. It's very old school.
Yeah. The Jersey Jingler, can we please get rid of Kohli, if only to spare us from the tiresome performative look at me histrionics? Jay Grover, true, good name. The American version is self-evident. The Yorkshire one is Appen. I don't. What's the?
Appen. Yeah. 187 for 6. It's actually going to be Tymal Mills, who's only bowled 2 overs 24, so he's gone for 12 and over. He's going to be bowling to Dinesh Karthik. Now, I'm not so sure about this, but somehow I'm not the world's biggest Tymal fan. He's a lovely fella. It's nothing personal,
but he's not.
But I do think he's expensive.
Yeah.
He's going to be bowling to the eloquently salt and pepper bearded Dinesh Karthik. It's full, and Karthik immediately carts him high over long off for 4 runs.
Well,
there you go. Pace on, predictable.
It couldn't be Reece Topley because he's bowled out.
I think this is a secret bet. What did you need to be? 10 point something?
I need 203
to make some money?
Basically.
Have you got sort of some kind of hot connection into the England dressing room? Is Matthew Mott on the phone to you secretly?
Yeah, I've got a line into the dressing room.
We need a more expensive bowler on for the last over, Matty. Can you line up Tymal Mills?
Yeah, I need a lot off this over, don't I?
Mills. Short, swung. Is that going to make it all the way down the ground? It is. It's a daft delivery. It's clearly saying hit me. Karthik said thank you very much. Same place, same result, 4 runs.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Close. And 0.06 off.
I don't understand why they've got mid-off up. Like, where do they think Dinesh Karthik's going to try and hit the ball in the last over?
Tell you what would be some hit if he was going to break a hotel window.
Well, they're bowling it short, so they assume he's not going to hit it down there. But
well, he hasn't bowled it short though. He's bowled a length ball. Yeah. And he's bowled 2 length balls. It's.
I remember having an enormous steak in Beefy's restaurant in that hotel. Clearly, I think it's still the Ian Botham owned restaurant.
Yeah, it's Beefy's Steakhouse or something.
Beefy's Steakhouse.
Have you ever had any of his wine?
Yeah, there's one. Good? Yeah. It's okay. I mean, I wouldn't,
I wouldn't recommend it.
Well, I wouldn't say it's quaffable. I'd say it's overpriced, and you're paying a chunk for the name rather than the quality. But it's certainly drinkable. Swung high by Karthik. It's not gone where he wanted. It's going to be caught. It's going to be, in fact, quite magnificently caught by Sam Curran, who came galloping in really from third man, running around towards backward point, flung himself, and Mills has a wicket. We have a T-shirt though that would probably describe that, because happy as Mills might be, I think you've got to thank Sam Curran, and it's less about the quality of the ball. Although it wasn't a bad ball.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't shit.
Timo Mills punches the air. Sam Curran, that was some catch. Take a bow, Sam Curran. Dennis Kartik has to go for 11 off the 7 he faced. The run rate is exactly 10. There are 3 balls left.
I need 8 runs. I need 2 fours.
And 2 save his house and buy some new curtains or whatever it is you've got in mind. How much do you need? 10 point what?
I need 10 runs. No, 8 runs.
You need
over
8.
202 and a half I've got.
3 balls left. 8 of you. You're in the game, Bear.
I'm in the game.
You're very
I'm in the
much
game, but there's no
with
real batsman in, is there? Who's this?
Well, Harshal Patel will be back on strike. Now, if they can't execute the plan here, then there's something really wrong. They've just seen Jordan bowl 5 balls to him that he literally could not hit.
Hop, skip and a jump, and it's Bhuvi Kumar, but it's Harshal who's on strike, and that was just too quick for him. Well bowled, in fact, on that occasion. Time out, Mills.
Oh,
and I've just got to run out. It was a yes/no after you, Claude, and I'm afraid is that Bhuvi's had to go back and he's got. Is it? Oh no, it's Harshal. It was Harshal. Well, he's gone for 3. It's the daftest of run-outs. He was completely stranded. It was a throw from Butler. Down went the wicket.
Why did he do that? Unbelievable!
Why did he?
Oh no, they actually yes, no. They decided to carry on. Butler did have time to take his glove off, take aim, hit the leg stump, and Harshal Patel has gone for 3, run out by Jos Butler, and that run rate has dipped now to 9.92. Bear.
2 balls. I need 8 runs in 2 balls.
You still need 8. Oh, you needed 8 off 3, so you still need 8 runs. Yeah, that would make sense.
But then no one can hit the ball at the moment.
I mean, that was comedy running. I mean, they had about 3 or 4 full starts trying to decide what they were going to do there. Well done, Jos Butler, by the way.
The Porn Bot has said,
"Oh,
I hate Spandau Ballet and all the members from me and the person behind the curtain." Okay. Jay Grover says, "Quick, Porn Bot, say something about Tony liking it in the royal box."
No, we're not. I'm not going to mention that because that will just wind up our friend the Porn Bot. Wide cut by Bhuvi Kumar, a little bit uppish. 1, 2, 3 bounces to deep backward point. They're only able to take 1. It's Arshdeep Singh.
It's over.
Is the
God damn it.
End of the over. It means that that run rate is 9.88, 196 for 8, and there is 1 ball left.
The annoying thing is, when I started looking at the odds, it was over 195 and a half, and then I started yapping and looking at tweets, and then it was 202, and I thought, that's still going to get that. But it's the difference.
Well, it's going to be Arshdeep Singh, who, so far as I know, doesn't have the most magnificent batting credentials, does he, Jack?
I wouldn't imagine. He's number 9.
Nah, he's pants.
Pants plural, not pant, in which case you'd be going,
yeah,
that would be, whoa, is he that good?
He's worth more than 1 pant.
196 for 8. Last ball, in theory, unless something strange happens. From the hotel end. Left arm over, sort of pulled rather tentatively almost by Arshdeep Singh. Out to mid-wicket. They are going to come back for 2. They're going to make it. Good running. Good running indeed. They're going to finish on exactly 200.
No, they're going to finish on 198.
Oh, 198. What did I thought they were already on 198.
No, they were on 196.
Oh, Lord. Well, it's 198 for 8 then. They haven't made it to 200. Psychologically, that might help England a little bit. Remember, 5 out of 7 chases in the blast have been defended, or 5 first inning scores have been defended out of 7.
So what do we have to get? 199?
Yeah.
Oh, someone could win the Hombre Nuevo has 397. If England win by just the 1 run, that's 397, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty good.
That's maths, baby.
So, but not as we know it.
The bank needs them to hammer a 4 off the last ball, so they end up on 400.
Right, let's quickly sprint you through the scorecard. We will not spend too long on it. Remember, India chose to bat, having won the toss. Rohit Sharma started pretty well, 24 for him off 14, but he was caught behind off the bowling, just a feather off the bowling of Moeen Ali. Ishan Kishan, only 8 for him, caught by Parkinson off the bowling of Ali. Deepak Huda, 33 off 17. He was caught by Timo Mills off the bowling of Chris Jordan, who did bowl beautifully. Surakumar Yadav, 39 off 19. He was caught behind off the bowling of Jordan. Hardik Pandya, very much the pick of the Indian bowlers, 51 off 33. Batters, thank you. Batspersons. Axar Patel, 17 for him, 11 for Dinesh Karthik, 3 for Harshal Patel before being run out, 1 not out for Bhuvi Kumar, 2 not out for Arshdeep Singh. Bowling, none for 18 for Sam Curran off 2, 1 for 34 off his 4 for Reece Topley, 2 for 26 off 2 for Moeen Ali, 1 for 35 off 3 for Tymal Mills, 1 for 44 off his 4 for Matt Parkinson. As we've said, very much the pick of the bowlers, Chris Jordan, 2 for 23 off his 4, and none for 15, rather expensively off just 1 over from Liam Livingstone. So England need 199.
Indeed. I don't like those sunglasses. They're a bit 80s, man.
Is that Hardik?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they look
They're
quite
a bit
good.
like ski goggles.
I was about to say, he does look like he's about to head out for a session on the beast.
Do you want some tweets?
Yeah. Yes, please.
Warren says, "Have you moved?" Then tweets a photo of us allegedly broadcasting from Inverness.
Inverness?
Yes, Inverness of Caledonian Thistle fame.
Oh.
Brian, got Brian double header here. Evening, close to 200 runs will test England's new mindset. The current on-screen team looks like the 3 generations of gorillas. Brian also says,
not quite sure how I want to be taking that.
I see the Bears
you're the old man, obvious.
is able to both commentate and post on YouTube at the same time. It's not as bad as who? Is it Brian that always tweets in when it's me, you and Messi?
Yeah.
And the comment's always something like, "Oh look, the 2 granddads are taking their time."
Well, yes.
Jay Grover, my Kartik predictions are going as well as were expected. Diana, pedantry alert. Tymal Mills apparently pronounced his name as Tamal.
Tamal.
I know only because he was once at Essex, so Tamal Mills, okay. For wrong, it's the 8th Friday over here now. Dhoni Day's finished. Another prominent ex-player has his birthday today, but who? Whose birthday is it? Jay Grover, this is a good tweet. Both of them tried a wine test once and couldn't recognise his own grape pish. That's a muppet.
Yeah, well.
O'Neill Harris, Kohli's been out of form for almost a year now. These different ODI and T20 squads will give someone else a chance to make a claim for the spot. Iyer, Kishan, Huda, Surya Kumar have got to take their chances. Jane Grover as well. Pawnbot has been making less hay than I'd imagine, considering Arshdeep is batting.
Yes, exactly. It is
Pawnbot has class. More proof than not me. There we go. We're up to date.
I need to have a leak. I've been on here for 20 overs.
No, you haven't. Oh yeah, you have.
He's been in the chair.
I've been on air for 20 overs as well.
Have you really?
Yeah, Michael didn't tell me.
Oh no, he don't. I've just texted Michael just to see if he's in the land of the living. I hope he is well. What should we do? Are we going to put some highlights on, or are we just going to chit chat?
Yeah, they'll be warming up.
Why
don't you tell us an anecdote, Tony?
Well, I don't know. I could tell you. Where are we? The Rose Bowl. I sort of.
Yeah, Bennett's in. Bennett, why don't you come on and tell us an anecdote?
No, I was going to tell you. Well, okay, Bennett can do.
Well, here you go, Tony. I'll give you 3 random words, and you have to make a story.
No, I was going to tell you about my journey in the lift with the Manchester City
team. We never got this, did we? Yeah.
No, we never did. Well, I've told others. There's probably a few people somewhere out there in the greater Twitter universe going, "Oh Lord, not again." So yes, the Manchester City team were all staying in the Hilton Hotel, bemused at Middlesex playing Hampshire, and I got into the lift. It was Vincent Kompany, Claudio Bravo, Kevin De Bruyne, Sané, and Tim Murtagh.
It's a good 5-a-side.
Well, I don't know about Tim's football skills. I wouldn't be surprised if he's pretty useful though, because he's a fit fellow.
Was he playing, or was he just
Tim Murtagh? No,
staying in the hotel.
Well, no, Tim was playing. Tim Murtagh was obviously playing for Middlesex.
Okay.
Yeah, and the others were going to be going off to play for Manchester City at Southampton the next day. So we all get into the lift, and I don't normally get fazed by famous people, but I was slightly conscious that there was £1 billion plus of talent and 4 Manchester City players, and and I got so excited I pressed the wrong button as the lift went up. So there's like a mezzanine floor and then a first floor and a second floor, and they were all on the top floor. But of course they all got out. They clearly followed Vincent Kompany and they all trotted out following him. Tim Murtaugh's wondering what's going on, and I had to go, guys, I'm really sorry, you all need to get back in the lift. I pressed the wrong button. So they all turned around and followed me back in, and the look I got from Tim Murtaugh was something along the lines of, you knob. Although he didn't quite, he didn't say that. His eyes said that. His eyes said that.
Get to spend more time in the presence of greatness.
Well, yeah, and for Manchester City players. Yeah, absolutely. So that was my little Southampton story. The reason I'd persuaded my wonderful other half. I'd sold it to her, and it was early season, so it was like April, freezing cold. I'd sold it to her as a romantic weekend in the New Forest. And then, yeah, with a spa hotel. So I actually, we were A, close to the New Forest, and B, it is a spa hotel.
Yeah.
So I didn't completely lie.
Yeah.
But she wasn't completely expecting, to be fair, 2 days of cricket either, in freezing cold weather.
How much cricket? Well, can you not shut your French doors?
She did manage to go. She had quite a long chat with, what's his name? Who's the manager? Pep Guardiola.
Oh, yeah.
And there was one of the young ladies in the hotel. He was like behind, said, "Are you?" She said, I heard him because I walked past, and she said, "Are you with the football team that's staying?" And Pep went, "Yeah, I'm the manager." I went, "Oh, well, fair enough." Anyway, that's my recounting my little tales of the Hilton Hotel at Southampton.
Did you try and explain the cricket to the Man City players?
No, I didn't. I was just enjoying how confused they looked. That was good enough for me. So, where do we think? Is this going to be chaseable for England?
Oh, it's definitely chaseable for England. Anything's chaseable.
I'm chucking stuff everywhere. What's going on?
It's just a question of, if they get off a good enough start, don't lose the wickets. I mean, there's plenty of bangers in this England side, aren't there? I mean, Mo and Ali can get score quickly. Liam Livingston bangs it a long way. If Josh Butler gets set and bats the innings, we win. Jason Roy's back in the side. I mean, batting-wise, actually, we look a hell of a lot better batting side than we do. When you've got Roy, Butler, Darren Milan, supposedly the best number one. Well, he's probably not anymore. Number one T20 batter in the world. Mo and Ali, Liam Livingston. Phil Salt. Is Phil Salt playing today? What's the playing 11?
I didn't see him in the team. I will confess I didn't spend ages studying it, so maybe he's batting in a weird position.
No, Harry Brook, of course. I mean, we've got some fucking bangers in that time, man. So, it is definitely doable. And they are coming out. England going to open with Butler and Roy, do you think?
Well, I thought so.
I think so. I'll tell you what then, Bennett, if Bennett's there, if you're there, I don't think Michael is going to be able to take his slot. So can you come in and join us? Join the Jack and Join Jack and the Bear.
El Bero.
El Bero. El Bero.
Are you there, Bennett? Well, he's not answering.
Earth to Bennett. Are you there? We can see you, but are you there? If you are, can you come on and do some expert summarising? If not, I'll stay here and do it.
Okay. Shall I play some jingles?
It's huddle time.
It is huddle time. These two are going to open, we think.
Duckworth Lewis loves you. The clouds part for you. Nothing stands in your way when you're a Roy.
Pryor ain't no loss, 'cause we found someone Sutler. Okay, he can't spell Joss, but he also can't spell Butler. Joss Butler. Just because he is Joss Butler. One S and two T's. Joss Butler.
Joss Butler. Who do you think is going to win the bowling? Do you think Boovy?
I would probably, I'd be willing to stick a fiver on it, Bear.
Really? Okay. Well, I'm going to take you up on it, and I'm going to play his jingle.
Could be a spinner.
A better bat than we thought. He got Booby Kuma's eye.
Well, it could be Harshal Patel, couldn't it?
I don't think it'll be Harshal Patel. I think Booby. I mean, there's the wild card of Big Chahal or something like that. Akshar.
Interesting.
199 to win.
Let's have a look at the odds.
Boring. I reckon India will be slight favourites.
You reckon?
Yeah. Looks like a nice deck.
Yeah.
Big
well,
outfield,
that's the
though.
thing, isn't it? And we ain't going to get no dew effect here. They are strike favourite. India are 13-8 off. England are 13-10.
Could go either way. That's sport. Roy is inspecting the pitch. It looks like he'll take the first delivery. Limbering up. There's a lot. They like a stretch, don't they, cricketers? If you ever
got to stretch those muscles.
Yeah.
Keep warm. Keep elastic.
It is Bhuvi Kumar.
It is Bhuvi Kumar.
67 matches, 66 wickets, a sub-7 economy, averaging 24.35. A pretty good player, Bhuvi Kumar. India were saying today that they're going to use him only in T20s for the foreseeable future. He might not be out of their ODI plans, but he's their main man for T20s. He's got a bit of an injury record, well, a poor injury record, I should say. Everyone's got an injury record, haven't they?
Yes.
Yeah, so.
And the lucky players don't get injured that often. But it doesn't tend to happen so much to batsmen, does it? It's always the bowlers that break down.
Just stand there waving their arms about, don't
well,
they? So,
exactly.
Here he comes, Bhuvi. It's a good delivery to start off with, a little bit of a way swing, goes with the pitch as well. Roy fences at it, and I think to his credit maybe pulls the bat back at the last second there as it goes through to the keeper, Dinesh Karthik.
If there's swing about, Bhuvi is a man who is going to get it in the first 2 overs of a T20, the first 4 overs.
Looks like there's a few bugs in the air at the Aegeus Bowl. Catching the light. Long shadows across the ground as Bhuvi comes in once more in that channel, and Roy prods it towards extra cover. There's no run.
I tell you who I was rather hoping to see tonight.
Who?
The young quickie. Is it Malik?
Umran Malik.
Umran Malik, yeah. But I think we will see him before the series is out, won't we? Just not tonight.
I think he played against Ireland. I think he might have got a bit of a whack in that game where Ireland nearly chased 220 odd. Yeah.
Sterlo got 40 odd, didn't he, if I remember rightly?
Yeah, and then at the end was it Dockrell and Mark Adair who nearly got them over the line. Good delivery from Bhuvi Kumar in that channel once more, and Roy does play a miss that time.
That's not the shot to be playing, Jason.
No.
Waggle across the line to an away swinger.
Really good seam position from Bhuvi. No wobble seam about that. It's perfectly straight. Gets the movement, beats the bat.
Shall I tell you my useless fact about Bhuvi Kumar?
No.
Yeah.
All right then.
Come on.
No.
Give me a useless fact.
No. Apparently it's not wanted, so I shall just keep it entirely to myself.
Getting all uppity now, aren't you?
Jason Roy gets ready. He held the bowler up for a second there. Wearing his long sleeve England jersey. And flicks that one into the leg side to get off of the mark. Chahal doing the fielding. Running round towards mid-wicket from mid-on. So England moved to 1.
Jason Roy got an IPL contract, didn't he? Pulled out of it. Is that right?
I think he's done that a couple of times. Yeah, recently. Decided he could be bothered.
Yeah. So maybe he does it to himself just to prove that he's good enough to get picked and then goes out.
I think a lot of them throw their name in and hope they'll go for more than 200 grand. 200 grand, and they think 200 grand, we lose some of that to Surrey and England. We lose some of that on tax. I don't want to spend a month in India in a hotel room for 50 grand or 100, whatever it is in the end. Bhuvi through in swinger. That's a delivery and a half, and it has bowled Joss Butler first.
That's a
ball. He's cut him in half. Maybe it came off the pads onto the stumps.
I think it did.
Either way, it was
not
what you want first up.
That was an absolutely cracking delivery.
Yeah, back pad onto the stumps.
His batting record as captain's not good, is it?
No, dreadful. But people did say, can he handle the pressure of captaincy?
That was a crack out. That really swung in though, didn't it?
I mean, that was a banana ball.
No England bowler got anything like that swing, did they?
No. Curran moved it around, wobbled it, I think you'd say.
Yeah, but I mean, Curran can swing the ball, but he got nothing like that. Mind you, I suppose he wasn't opening the ball. You really only get swing with a white ball for about 3 overs, then you're 4 overs if you're lucky.
Yeah. Butler may be a little bit unlucky that didn't bounce not onto the stumps. I don't think it would have been out LBW.
No,
I think
it went too far.
But very difficult one to play. David Milan is in the England number 3.
Oh, we found a new jingle for him, didn't we?
Introducing the next generation David.
Oh,
That's not my name. That's not my name. That's not my name. That's not my name.
David Milan, congratulations.
I don't understand that one.
It's the David Dawid thing, isn't it?
What are you laughing at, Tony?
Well, I'm not doing tweets, but I'm laughing
Oh, am I
at
doing them?
a tweet from the Jersey Jingler, which has made me laugh.
I'm on tweets.
You are? Yes, you are.
Well, we'll do some at the end of the over.
Bhuvi Kumar comes from the same town that makes SG cricket equipment and balls.
Was that the random fact?
That was my random fact,
Okay.
yeah.
Very good. Here he comes. Strikes Milan on the pad. It flies away between slip and keeper. I think we're both sort of appealing. And England will come through for 2-leg byes, I think. Arshdeep Singh returns the ball from the outfield. So England move to 3. It's a good start from Bhuvi. 1 for 1 off his first set of 6. And it's the big one as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it is the big one. Oh, right, it's me. Okay, where am I going to go to? GC Nagro for sexy time at cricket with Tony Bishop and Man City. Click here. Josie Oak says, I guess now when the Bish is being a knob, he can change the subject and say, do you know my wife has an OBE?
No, I don't. I've never said that.
Really? You're getting a bit stick here, Tony. What do you have happened to Booby, says Leah. He always had Don Johnson's double, but it really doesn't go with that booger break. He seems trying to grow. What's a booger break? I don't know. The collapse is on, says Jersey Oak. Jack and the Bear and the Bishop, click here, says the porn bot. You cool guys calling Bear El Barro translates to watercress in Spanish. El Barro. Doubt anyone would ever call him that. I like that.
Didn't you used to grow that at school in like little dishes?
No, now they give them peas and strawberry plants.
Give peas a chance.
Dwarf strawberry plants.
Oh, right, okay.
Here comes Arshdeep Singh, left arm over the wicket, and he gets it to move as well. Beats Roy on the inside edge, swinging miles down the leg side. There's no appeal.
A little bit confused by where the swings come from. He certainly wasn't doing this for England.
No, maybe it's cool. Maybe it's cooled down a little bit or something like that. Maybe they just got a good ball or a good couple of balls actually. So
yeah.
New one from each end, don't you?
Yeah.
Arshdeep, normally used later in the innings by his IPL side, but opening up today for India. Is this his second, third match he played against Ireland?
Arshdeep Singh?
Yeah, I think he got a game. Good bowler, probably due a cap.
Did he play against Ireland? I don't think he did. He played against Northampton Derby, 2 for 29 against Northampton, 2 for 29 against Derby.
Maybe this is a debut.
He's yet to play a T20i for India.
Well,
he has now.
Yeah, he's bowled and everything.
Interesting, he got absolutely identical figures against Northampton Derby.
What does that tell us?
It tells us he's consistent.
What sports goods do they make in his hometown?
It's SG, isn't it?
No, Arshdeep Singh.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah. I can't tell you that.
Okay. There's some sort of a disturbance behind the bowler's arm. Jason Roy. See, it's instinct, isn't it? Or reflex. England batter must be Joe Root. Jason Roy. He's ready to go now. Arshdeep in. He's got quite a wide run up, and Roy has a big mow at that. Gets through to the keeper. Getting a little bit of swing. Kind of an ugly shot.
Well, both Bhuvi and Arshdeep Singh seem to be getting considerably more swing than Mills or Topley.
Yeah, he's missed that by miles, Roy. By about 7-8 inches. You don't often see that from a...
Well, Milan likes to take his time to settle as well, doesn't he? I mean, losing Butler first ball, that is your talisman knocked over without, without
troubling
a run.
The scorer.
That
was a golden dart, wasn't it? Don't often see him get that.
Big blow by India.
Here is Arshdeep. It's the away swinger that time, moving the ball in both directions. And it surprises Roy. I think they're expecting it to come in. And he, dabs it towards Rohit at extra cover. So yet to score off Arshdeep. And it's looking pretty good for India.
Very good start.
Yeah.
Considering England are going along at pretty much 10 and over.
Yeah, there's a pretty good stat, I think, in chases that 31% of the runs is the number of runs you want at the end of the power play to be on course.
31%.
Yeah, for 2 or fewer wickets.
So we need to be on 60.
Yeah, wide down the leg side from Arshdeep. It swung a little bit too far, and the keeper can't corral it either, so they come through for a well run. So in fact, it's actually been given us leg bias. It must have just flicked off of Jason Roy's backside.
Hardly anything's hit a bat yet, has it?
No. Certainly not with any conviction.
No.
Roy's managed to sort of get wood on the ball.
So basically, India were bang on the money then, weren't they? Because they were 66 for 2 in their power play.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they were batting first, though, weren't they? They weren't chasing.
This is a chase.
So when you're chasing,
you
need 30% of the total in the power play, do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Arshdeep.
I would have thought more, actually. But
Yeah, you'd think, but apparently it's not. Arshdeep in, away swinger, and Roy misses that by miles. Well, he nods in kind of respect, I suppose, towards Arshdeep. That was a good delivery.
there's something in the Hampshire air that's doing wonders for this Indian attack.
It certainly is.
Roy is on 1 off 9 balls.
Oof. Not what you need.
I suspect something stupid is coming, and that will either break the dam or
exactly.
or be the end of him. Could be a maiden for Arshdeep here to start off with. He's got to go 1 ball without conceding a run. India's kit's a bit weird, isn't it? It's a very blue shirt and they've got kind of purple strides. Arshdeep in, it's a Yorker, swinging too far down the leg side. He has a big appeal, but I'd say that's definitely not out.
Yeah.
And I'd be
Good delivery.
Really surprised if they reviewed.
Super ball.
No run, so it is a maiden. England on 5.
Right.
They did get a couple of runs, didn't they, off the trousers of Jason Roy?
Yeah, they got 3 runs in the over, I think. Right, Leah says, are we witnessing the death of the Universe Joss? That's one for the cosmologically interested. The heat death, I don't know. Jay says, Tony flouncing Bishop is the toughest gorilla of all time.
You'd agree with that, though, wouldn't you?
No. Well,
you would, because you're always having a go at me when I want my articles
Here's
changed.
a secret for everyone. I found out that Tone was an only son.
Yeah, well, what's that got
an
to
only
do with
child.
It? Yeah.
It answered a lot of questions, is what I'm saying.
Boovie in. He slides that across Milano. I think wanted a wide. It was in the ballpark, but not given.
I take pride in my work. There's nothing wrong with taking pride in one's work.
Yeah. Also quite demanding.
I think that's a secret too far, Bear, for most people.
Brian Barrett says, fear not. If England needs some help, Liam Plunkett lives like 30 minutes from me, and I can go and grab him and shut him over. It won't be in time for today. I'll get one more in because I'm a little bit behind. I don't dare say out, Jay says to Tony. He'll lock me in his room and scream until I am sick. No. Tony, Violet Elizabeth Bott Bishop.
Oh dear. Wasn't she from Charlie in the Chocolate Factory?
Yeah.
Am I right? Yeah, I thought so.
Milan's ready to go again. As Boovie is in, it's the in-swing that time. It's outswing, in-swing, 1-2. Milan actually hits the ball, which is more than Jason Roy's been doing at the other end.
Yeah.
I'll tell you,
Doesn't score a run though.
This is our T20 side playing Test cricket. Seeing as our Test team was playing T20, we've managed to lose an opener in the first couple of overs and not score many runs.
Yeah, totally.
There you go.
It looks like hard work. I don't think the two England batters don't seem to be that happy. There's like a lot of, can you move the sight screen here? Can you make that man sit down type activity. Maybe a bit glare off the hotel windows. I don't know. I'm just speculating here.
Possibly.
It is. You do see, I think, a higher proportion of drop catches because it isn't the best for visibility in the outfield this ground.
Milan is off the mark with a good shot. He shuffles across and he's kind of like a little pick-up over mid-wicket. Clears the infield, runs away for 4.
Well, he's going to need some more of them.
There's not one boy for me, I must have 2 or 3, I need 4.
See, that one didn't swing. Suddenly the ball, that one didn't swing as prodigiously as the previous ball. So we've had, 9 balls and a ball has stopped swinging as much. It's quite incredible, isn't it? You get literally that few balls with a white ball that actually swing.
Well, I think Boovy's seen that and he's already thinking, should I have had that man a little bit deeper? But to do that, he's going to have to bring somebody else in, and I think that's what he was just signalling.
2 slips, Ringfield, and a couple of guys out. One at third man will be in play here as Milan steers it in the direction of Hardik Singh for a single. England are in double digits, 10 for 1 from 2.4 overs.
Fucking Warren. Warren's gone on my LinkedIn page and picked the photo I got there, because where that El Berro, which is where the watercress is actually an alligator, because I know that photo.
Oh yeah, I seem to remember that photo of you with holding an alligator.
Is it an alligator or a crocodile? Anyway.
Well, do you know? Well, you know how to tell the difference between an alligator and a crocodile,
out,
don't
but
you?
I can't remember.
No, one will see you later and one will see you in a while. Lord
Jesus.
Am I on with Tony after this stint?
Yeah, it's you and
Boovy in. It's the in-swinger, and Roy hits and goes, running to the danger end. Ball went to mid-on, but they're set very deep, so it was a pretty easy single. 1 to come in the third, the second of Boovy Kumar. England not really ticking along, but they have moved to 11.
They got to double figures.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Chasing a target of 199, which means they need 188 for victory.
And in only 17 overs now.
Yeah. Someone's going to have to go around the park. It's quite a good bowling attack, though, that India have got. Boovy Kumar, obviously, and Arshdeep had a very good IPL. Harshal Patel's a pretty canny operator in the second half. Chahal, big spinner of the ball. As Boovy's in once more into the pads of Milan, who squeezes it into the leg side, and they come through for another single.
They're already needing a big over.
Yeah. Then who else makes up the final 4? It'll be a combination of Akshar Patel and Hardik. Who, there's potential there for one of them to go around the park, I think.
Indeed. David Sharp Jones says, so Joss seems to be having a great debut as captain then. Any precedent here? No. I knew Harris's Arshdeep Singh was fantastic in the IPL. India's bowling is stronger than their batting, in my humble opinion, he says. Jay says, is Tony now trading on his wife's honours to gain influence and privilege? Well, the Marcuses are back in power. Bishop is the inverse Imelda, possibly with less shoes. Yeah, I don't think he got as many shoes.
No, I definitely don't.
Brian says, I have breaking news. Nadal has put... No, that's not breaking news. We know that already.
Get out with your news.
Yeah, your news is
Your
late,
old news. It's
Brian.
not breaking. Come on, Brian. Arshdeep Singh will continue. Probably a relatively simple choice for the Indian captain Rohit, given what we saw in the first over. Milan on strikes. It's lefty on lefty. And here he comes. Whoa, it's skied. On a length, Milan's hacked across the line. I think he might have got enough of this to clear the infield, and he does. Hardik. Wait, it's sort of a bit strange here.
Even got some backspin
right next to him.
We overran it.
The England team are through for 2. It landed in the vicinity of deep mid wicket.
Those glasses, he almost looks like a sort of Miami gangster.
Should he have got this? No,
No,
it was
he's
very
miles away from
yeah,
him.
he is.
And then it just plugged, so he overran it.
Yeah. He actually covers quite good ground to get
Anywhere near it.
even close to the ball, yeah.
That run rate's already now at 11, and they're going at 4.5. So something big's got to happen, or else it
maybe
will
they're just going to go at 4.5. Would prove some sort of a point. Dirty protest against.
Maybe they're going into sort of Dhoni in his more sort of recalcitrant mode, in celebration of his birthday.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Yeah, it's, a tribute. We're going to take it as deep as possible.
Yeah.
Milan faces up the in-swinger, and Milan did not know a lot about that, I don't think. Hits a splice of the bat, drops into the leg side, no run. The ball, it goes, and it goes hard, doesn't it, this Kookaburra? It's got a real break to it, snap, if you like.
Are they using Kookaburras in this series rather than Dukes?
Yeah, there's
They always use Kookaburras.
Yeah, Kookaburra's the white ball.
Oh, there you
Dukes
go.
used to make a white ball, didn't they? But basically it swung so much that everyone complained. and they stopped using it.
Yeah, I think so. What's going on with Duke's balls in general at the moment?
Fuck
They're
knows.
really bad. In that
A bit
test
too
series.
soft and the seam less pronounced.
Arshdeep bangs one in. Milan leaves it alone, carries through to the keeper. Arshdeep gives him the stare. I don't really know why he's giving him the stare. It wasn't an amazing bouncer.
But part of I mean the company changed hands, didn't it? Was it last year or the year before during the pandemic?
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Dodgy owners, cutting costs.
Well, I'm not going to say that, but he was interviewed about it, and he said that basically suppliers were harder to come by, etc., etc., because of the supply chain crisis.
We ran out of cows.
And then, maybe it's the quality of the leather you can get.
Well, he bought some dodgy cows. Milan pulls one hard through the leg side. 1 bounce, 2 bounce, 3 bounces into the rope. In front of square, good shot, 4 runs.
Is that the first boundary of our innings?
No, he hit another one on the last over.
Oh, right. Short-term memory loss.
Yep, there's a gap over there. Milan's found it. Well played by the England left-hander. I thought he might have gone, to be honest, Milan, when he got jettisoned from the test team. I thought they might have got rid of him from this as well, but held on to his place. Moves to 12.
He'll feel he's been hard done by, I think, where's he down in Milan?
Here he is, wide off stump, cuts. Oh, it was in the air, and I don't know if the fielder picked it up that well. It's squeezed between point and backward point. They've got 2 guys in the area, and it goes away to the 3rd man boundary for another 4.
I'm not sure he saw it, but I think it was a little bit too far away from him to probably catch as well. Though.
Well, they're just have to go hard and keep going, aren't they? So,
basically.
Batting down. We only England back down to what, 7?
7 or
Sam,
8?
not much after Sam Curran that you rely upon.
If you're going to chase this sort of target, you're going to do it.
You've got to do it at the top end, haven't you?
You
do.
Mills,
you definitely do.
Topley, Parkinson. Nobody wants to see that, do they?
No, no,
no.
If there's 50 needed with those 3 coming, then
it's done.
The game is up.
Here's Arshdeep coming in once more past the ump. Bangs it in, but it's a slower ball, and Milan doesn't time it particularly well. We'll pick up a run towards deep square leg with a hook, come pull. 23 for 1.
Now here's a question. I don't really want to ask it, but I will anyway. If it gets to level tied, do we have a super over?
Don't know actually.
It's an international T20.
Hopefully.
Then you would do, wouldn't you? Yeah,
you
must
have to have a result, don't you?
Actually, I'm pretty sure you do. Didn't New Zealand and India have a 5-match series with 3 super overs or something like that?
Did, so.
Yeah.
Personally, but you can call me old-fashioned, I would, if in a 3-match series, I would only have it in the 3rd match, because a tie is a tie, and it's a 3-game series. So fine, I'm happy that you have the concept you need to force a result.
Well, hold on. So you got a tie in the 1st match,
tie in the 2nd, then you could argue you could end up with a drawn series.
Well, you could end up with a totally drawn series, yeah.
Well,
what about this? You have a tie in the 1st match, then Team A wins the 2nd match, and there's a tie in the 3rd match, and then Team B wins the super over. Team A is going to be very upset, aren't they, that they didn't get their shot at the...
All right, I get that point as well. Yes.
Hardik Pandya's coming to the attack.
I'm anti the principle that a draw can't be a viable result. I beg your pardon, the tie can't be a viable result.
Well, that's a T20, you got to have a result.
Super overs are fun as shit. Come on.
They are. They are
fun. Grandad. Hardik in, and that's a bad delivery, wide of off stump, and Milan has dispatched it to the point boundary. Cut shot for 4.
Well, Milan's playing all right. Jason Roy's still done fuck all.
Yeah, this is probably an over that England will really want to go for. 2 guys have seen a few deliveries, or even if Jason Roy hasn't scored any runs. Probably India's worst bowler on the day. Power play.
And Hardik isn't a swing bowler either.
Here he comes, Hardik. Bangs that in, and he's bowled him. I'm not really sure what David Milan was trying to do there. Maybe run it down to 3rd man and just got the line completely wrong. Did he play on? Possibly played on.
I think he played on.
It's hit the top of middle stump, and he is on his way.
This is how I feel.
Fuck off! Just fuck off!
going to be one of those days for England, one feels.
Yeah, I think that's what he was trying to do, was knock it to third man. It was quite straight though. But he's out. He is out. 21 of 14 for Dawood Malan.
See, I would have Joe Root instead of Dawood Malan. If you want that kind of player, I would have Joe Root ahead of Dawood Malan any day.
You mean someone who's just going to keep the scoreboard ticking?
Well, Dawood
whatever?
Malan can score quickly, but so can Root, and Root is a better player all round. And if you're going to start slow, and Root doesn't always start slow. I mean, that game in the World Cup in whatever it was, the one in where we chased South Africa got 222 and we got 223. Root went along at a rocket pace, man.
No, he can do it. He can do it.
He's just a class batsman, and someone like that, I think, deserves to be in the side. I so believe that.
It's Liam Livingstone. Wait, Liam Livingstone is in. Is he batting in a helmet cam? He is.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
no.
Yeah, here we go,
Fucking
baby.
hell.
Is that normally the kiss of death?
No, I don't think anyone's ever really done it before, apart from maybe Ian Ward, way back in the early days of T20 cricket.
I am Liam Livingstone. I play for the Lightning. My one-day kit is blue, but for the tests it's white.
As Hardik comes in, first delivery, really rises on Livingstone. He's trying to punch it through the offside. And he misses, it goes through the keeper.
See, that's the sort of lift that Jordan was getting, and that's
Yeah.
why he was so hard to get away.
Yeah. I'm really surprised that helmet cams have taken so long to come into cricket. Like
Well, the pitch is always so fucking jerky. They had helmet cam. Ollie Pope had it at short leg.
Yeah,
in the
no, I
test.
saw this. Yeah,
It was fucking awful.
No, it was bad. But like batting, you don't need it all. It's like the cockpit cam in Formula 1. You don't want to watch the whole race like that,
No.
do you? But like, it is interesting to see.
Yeah. It's good for an additional
Yeah.
perspective,
Yes,
but you wouldn't want to
exactly.
see the whole game through it.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I take your point on that.
Livingstone taps his pen. He's going to have to do some hard work today, Liam Livingstone. He's down the pitch, misses. The ball bounces away, goes past Rohit, who does a big belly flop at second slip, and they come through for a leg bye.
Well, I thought that man was appealing as well, but he was just asking for the ball. We're going to have a change at the end of this over. Bennett's going to come in and do a little spot of ball by ball. I'm finally going to get a break. Way! I'm going to go and sit in the other room. You two are carrying on. Tony, you're moving on to socials.
I am. Do you want me to? I might as well slide across to your seat, though.
Yeah,
because
you
then
two are
I'm
going to have to move across,
Yeah.
actually.
So do you want to set us up for a two-man? What's
Yes,
it?
I'll do that.
In the two men in the studio.
Yes.
Hardik is beginning his run up. It's a short delivery. Liam Livingstone spooned it up in the air, and he's what have they not caught that for?
I think they left it for each other.
Mid wicket and mid on have let a ball bounce in between them. It hung in the air for more than long enough for either of them to get to the ball. And I think it must just be a miscommunication.
That's a terrible shot by Jason Roy, though.
It is. It's really bad. The fielding, the shot, terrible cricket all round. Jason Roy moves to 3 from 12. Livingstone back on strike. Can you do anything? I said they might target this over. They've not done a great job of it, you'd say. As Livingstone holds things up while he gets himself set. Little bat twiddle, twirl, twiddle your bat. Yeah. You could twiddle your bat.
You can twiddle or twirl, I suppose.
He's ready now. That's the main thing. As
he's out.
Well, yeah, he is. Hardik's in. He tries to scoop it over the head of the keeper, and I think just sort of punches it through to Dinesh Karthik, who takes the simplest of catches. It is falling apart for England. They are 29 for 3 after 5 overs.
Helmet cam, kiss of death.
Back into it. England are doing shit.
The crowd says you're out.
And because he's out, we just have to get helmet cam. You two shovel across.
We're waiting for you. I mean, if we did it before you left, that'd be weird, wouldn't it?
Good evening, everyone.
Hello, Bennett.
And hello there. Who are we having? Tony and Jack, is it?
Yeah.
Right, listeners, it's Bennett Olsegram, Tony, Bishop and Jack here taking you through to the next 5 overs. England in a very precarious position, just lost their 3rd wicket with a score on 29. Unfortunately, England struggling hard, painful watching, isn't it, Jack? It's painful watching. They're struggling to sort of shift gears, chasing a victory target of close to 200 and having to score at around 10 runs an over. They're struggling at the end of 5 overs, just scoring around 6 runs an over, 29 for 3. The batsman now, Josh Butler, out without scoring of the very first ball he faced. David Malan, 21. And we've just lost Liam Livingston with an ugly looking hike without troubling the scorers. The batsman at the wicket, Jason Roy, looking rather painful, sort of getting the runs moving. And the new over started right now. Bhuvanesh Kumar, this one's the batsman trying to move to the leg side to make room, and Kumar following the batsman, cramping him for room. No chance of coming back for the second run. The score moves up to 30 for 3. Jack, what are your thoughts on how England should approach the next 5 overs?
Well, they have to keep going. Like, there's no there's no prize for losing by 40 runs. They probably, they probably let India get 20 more runs than the pitch is worth, with some suspect fielding positions and some interesting bowling changes and some quite bad bowling as well. And that scoreboard pressure means that players come in and third ball do things like what Livingston just did. So it's
Bhuvanesh Kumar, and this one he almost very nearly got him bowled. A beautiful in-swinging delivery. Bhuvanesh Kumar bowling his third over on the trot. Certainly his first over was an awesome over, wasn't it? He got the ball to sing, literally, so dancing around. He bowled 2 away swingers and he got Butler with a beautiful in-swinger which just castled them. The very first delivery to face is always a tough one, isn't it? Especially Butler was expecting the ball to move around. Butler has been the golden boy for England in this format, especially Netherlands and IPL. Unfortunately, losing him very early was a disastrous start. Bhuvanesh Kumar, this one's on the leg stump. Did he get a bat on that? He moved away, tried to glance it away, and the batsman, this is past the outstretched hands of Dinesh Karthik. I think he got a glove to it. However, no damage done as the ball trickles away to the fine leg area, and yes, it looks like he got a bat on that, Jack. Tough call.
I didn't see the umpire signal anything else, so that would be a very harsh drop, I think, for the keeper. I think India really going for the kill here with an extra over of Bhuvi Kumar up front. Normally bowls 2 up top, 2 at the end.
Yeah, he was indeed he's swinging the ball like crazy, and I think it's a good move by Rohit Sharma. He knows that this pair at the wicket is a dangerous pair for England, and this one's outside the off stump, no swing on that occasion, and a wild hike from Jason Roy, looking very ugly out there. I've never seen him play as ugly as this, Jack. Have you?
No, I think you could give him a tennis racket and he probably wouldn't hit half these shots. It's not. It's not very edifying, is it?
Yeah, and I've always noticed that when he gets a slow start, or when he's not able to get off to a fluent sort of a kind of a start, he always struggles, and it's ugly watching. Bhuvanesh Kumar right arm over this one. He hits it, but on the up though, and Hardik Pandya very quick there, isn't he? Very quick, wiry, athletic figure there in the middle of area, sprints through and stops the ball. No chance. Just a 1 run there, and Roy 4 of 15. Hardik Pandya, certainly, Jack. What do you think of his evolution now from being the injury-prone all-rounder that India was looking for to the dashing, match-winning all-rounder that we're seeing now, Jack?
I think when he's fit, he's India's best player, or second best player, maybe.
Bhuvanesh Kumar comes in. This one's a beauty, an absolute beauty. All ends up there outside the off stump. Harry Brook looking to sort of go on the back foot, watching for the away swing, and that came in sharply and beat the bat of Harry Brook and went straight to the wicketkeeper Dinesh Karthik. No damage done, and that's the end of the over. Tony.
Yeah, so Neil Harris says short-term memory after weed. I think that's a message to bear. Jay Grover says super overs and penalty shootouts are jolly horrid. I dislike them. Also sorry to the lass underneath my window who just jumped a foot after hearing fuck off, just fuck off. Also fuck helmet cameras. Brian001 says, when is Jason Roy going to get his arse in gear? 2 runs off 2 overs is woeful and putting a lot of pressure on the other batsman. That is true. We're watching the replays, aren't we? Offern
Indeed,
says
yeah.
elements of the late great Tony Gregg pre-Windies there, Steve-O. I'm not sure what that reply goes to. Helmet cam, too much perspective, says Frank Zero. Jersey Oak says they should have put box cam for comedy effect when there is a cock bother a ball. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? Warren says mothball smells like mothballs. And O'Neill Harris says, did they trick England and change the pitch during the break?
So that's the end of the power play. We're going into the 7th over. Guess what, Jack? In Hardik's last over, he could have got 3 wickets because those two clowns in the mid-wicket area nearly dropped a very easy catch, didn't they? Trying to sort of juggle the ball between them. Pandya comes in for his 2nd over. Oh, this one's a shortish delivery on the leg stump. It's called a wide. Came off a nice sort of awkward bounce there, but a bit on the onside. What do you think of Hardik Pandya's bowling? Do you think he's regained his best, Jack?
I think that's probably the most impressive thing about his comeback. He's bowled better than ever in the last IPL. So he didn't bowl at all in 2020, in 2021.
He didn't.
This year he numbers wise was better than he has ever bowled.
Absolutely,
and that is quite impressive after an injury.
Pandya comes in. This one, he slashes it. The ball takes a thick outside edge and goes right into the bucket hands of Harshal Patel at the 3rd man area, and that's the end of an agonizing, a very depressing knock from Jason Roy. I'm sure he would want to look at the replays there. Very ugly looking shot there to get rid of Jason Roy. England in a perilous situation in the 7th over, 33 for the loss of 4 wickets. Tony. I think England went in with a batsman short, didn't they, Jack? Like they have the all-rounders Moeen Ali and Liam Livingstone, but usually they would go in with an extra batter. So it looks like now we've got who's coming in now? Sam Curran, perhaps, or Moeen Ali, and they've got Sam Curran, and then we go through to the bowlers.
Yeah,
So-
I wouldn't say they're a batter light. I think they normally want a better number 8 than they have today.
Yeah.
Moeen Ali could play in this team as a batter. Arguably, Sam Curran could play in this team as a batter. I don't think either of them are the problem. I think who is actually going to come in at number 8 here? So we've got Mills and Parkinson and Topley, who we think are going to be 11, 10.
Chris Jordan
9.
comes in at 8, so Jordan can hold the bat.
That's probably a place too
8
high.
Jordan, 9 Mills, 10 Topley, 11 Parkinson
Yeah,
is the way
so I
they're
think
carded.
these two, Moeen Ali and next is Sam Curran, between them, I think this is a very interesting passage of play for England. They need to make sure they consolidate here. As Pandya comes in, that's another good delivery with a lot of pace just outside the off stump, and Brook looking very uncertain there, especially after getting those in-swinging deliveries in the previous over. Harry Brooks is known for his flamboyant batting, but at the moment he's not sure where his off stump is. He's trying to flirt with danger there, rather dubiously sort of on that occasion. Hardik Pandya with his tail up, he's picked up 2 wickets, could have nearly got a 3rd wicket, and here he is after a match-winning half-century to take his side to 198. Here he is with the ball, first change bowler Hardik Pandya, the rejuvenated Hardik Pandya. This one's again, every ball is almost like a close call there. Shortish delivery outside the off stump. Brook glides it. Was that intentional, Jack? Or was
I think he meant. I don't think he meant it quite maybe to go as fine as it did, but that's the shot he was trying to play.
Yes,
He gets over the ball quite well.
Hardik Pandya back on his mark. He's bowling the 4th ball of his 2nd over, and Harry Brook on 5 off 5. An unconvincing shot there, although it pressed in the boundary in the previous ball. Pandya comes in. This one's a good looking shot. He plays it beautifully. It was a shortish delivery outside the off stump. Brook on the back foot in a majestic manner lofts it over the mid-on area. There's no fielder long on, and gets his 2nd boundary in 2 successive balls.
Number of the day. Who could ask for more? The number of the day is 4.
So India winning.
I
Sorry,
think,
Jack,
Tony, you've got this spot on. Actually, I think this bounces up into the sponge. So amazing eyesight from the bishop.
India actually, is that a 6? They're looking through to the, it's a bounce, so it's definitely be a 4. India winning the toss on this occasion today and deciding to bat first, put up 198 for 8. Rohit Sharma was off to a flyer, 24 runs, and Deepak Huda, what an innings that was, 33 of 17 balls. Surya Kumar Yadav, his usual aggressive 39 for 19, and this is another good delivery from Hardik Pandya. Outside the off stump and the ball moving away. That's a 6 apparently.
It was
the
6.
Shot
Yes,
before it was a 6 indeed. Tony, I apologize for that. I thought it was a bound. It bounced with the sign there. So and he went full over there, Jack. Sort of few very good deliveries, a close call, and 6 on the in the penultimate ball. And Harry Brook survives, and just one more delivery there. And the Indian seamers did certainly get off to a really good start, didn't they? Swinging the ball, and young Arshdeep Singh bowled a maiden over, his very first over in international cricket. Great start, a great baptism for him there. Pandya comes in the last ball. This one's on the leg stump. Brook plays towards the long on area. The batsmen go for 1. They come back for 2 as the throw comes in, and Harry Brook moves up to 11. So at the end of over number 7, England 45 for 4. Ali yet to open the mark. Brook 13 of 8.
Jersey Oak says, we're doomed. Not sure they realise this isn't the Netherlands and they haven't got 50 overs to get it. Warren says, is this ushering in the EIO Morgan coach era? Jersey Oak says, an inept and incompetent performance as this should be called a Johnson. Let me see, the big crunch, I'm not sure. Warren says, I'm not sure what that relates to. Fucking heck has Tony after that. Our Mrs. Gong. You think you're too good for Richmond, Compton and Molesworth references. You've changed, dude. I haven't, I promise you. That's up to date on there. I shall go and have a look on YouTube and make sure we're doing due diligence on that after this over.
So it is Hardik Pandya 2 overs, 3 for 18, an expensive over there for him, Jack, although it was an eventful one.
Yeah, I mean he'll take the wicket though. I think that's what they were looking for.
Yeah, a change of bowling is Harshal Patel, the slow killer, I would say. He has all these variations up his sleeve. He comes in charging in the first delivery there. He comes in. That's a beautiful looking shot there. Moeen Ali, what a beauty, on the looking as fluent as ever. Very first delivery over pitch outside the off.
We should jingle up Mo as well, shouldn't we?
Moeen Ali plays that.
Beard shouldn't touch. Move over AMLO. I like it too much. Move over AMLO. You're one hairy dish I love unconditionally. It's Moeen Ali.
Patel comes in. This one's a better delivery. Hurries him there, Moeen Ali. This time watchful on the front foot, waiting for the ball. A lack of pace there. He took a lot of pace off the board there, Jack. He just caught him by surprise, didn't he?
That's what you were saying, isn't it? Harshal's game is very much to cycle through all his many different variations, try and confuse the batters and get them to do something stupid, or well, not necessarily stupid, mistime something up in the air.
Absolutely. I mean, in my little kind of games that I play, I'm a mystery bowler with a few variations. As Harsha Patel comes in, here is outside the off stump, shortish delivery, and Moeen Ali plays it towards the deep extra cover region. The batsman go through for a single. So I was going to say, when you walk up the mark, when you've got so many variations, sometimes it's so confusing. You're thinking, which one am I going to bowl now? You don't have a game plan. The Harsha Patel. Sorry, Tony.
I wasn't going to say anything. I was going to say,
yeah, sorry, you got the mic.
My mystery ball was always the fact that it was always a mystery to what would come out.
Yes, indeed. Moeen Ali, I think this partnership is going to be key for England as they look to consolidate. Jack, do you reckon that this has been an important stage of play?
I can't see any other way of England winning other than these two getting about 150.
This one's a shortish delivery and jabbed away by Brook. Cleverly played, a clever cricket there. Good calling, good throw there. Almost goes as an overthrow, but good cricket. Oh, I think it hit Moeen Ali there. So the batsmen are not going to go for any more runs. Moeen Ali, the gentleman that he is, putting his hand up and saying no. So I think it hit him as he was scurriedly coming back for the second run. That was Ishan Kishan taking the ball, and yes, it hit Moeen Ali, and he puts his hand up straight away. But clever cricket there, Harry Brook playing it with soft hands. The player was very deep in the boundary. They ran the first run fast and came back for this 52 for 4 as Harry Brook comes in. This is Harsha Patel played towards the point area. A bit of a misfield there, and the batsman not looking to capitalize. They don't want another wicket in these situations, so they decide against it. And Harry Brook is on 15, Ali on 5. A beautiful extra cover drive that he played, a copybook drive, fluent as ever, and driven with the trademark bat right over his shoulder there. Ali will certainly get some confidence from that. Jack, Ali is a fluent player, isn't he? He strikes the ball very hard. Patel comes in, and this one's a shortish delivery. He plays it, and there's a drop there. Dinesh Karthik had all the time in the world to have a cup of tea and a biscuit and get under the ball. Unfortunately, he just couldn't get his hands on that, and he puts his hand up to apologize. So a close call for Harry Brooks, the debutant.
Way up in the sky, little darling. And if it falls, I'll pick it up. Just pick it up, mate.
Yeah, that was bad.
Sorry, Jack, go on.
Oh no, he's completely lost his bearings and ended up dropping the ball over his left arm, or his left shoulder.
Indeed, the fielding's been quite poor there, but I think England needed that. Harry Brook needed some luck to go on this pursuit of this mammoth total at this stage. The target to 12 overs, they need to get about 140 odd runs, and that's the end of the 8th over. Sorry, Tony, I didn't realize it's the end of the over there.
No,
Tony.
not a problem. Leah says, I'm a specialist chucker and my stock delivery is an illegal doosra with pie-like qualities. Jay Grover says, not the hashtag not the porn bot. Tony's mystery balls, you never know what will come out. Click here. Warren says, Moeen needs to get the middle of his bat on that attempted run out. Yes, other shades of Josh Butler.
Change of bowling here as you come back. It's the leggy Yuvendra Chahal, who's been an integral part of this Indian lineup. He always picks up important wickets. He did really well for his franchise in the IPL as well. Dinesh Karthik, what a turnaround he's had, Jack, from being up here in England doing some cricket commentary with his flashy suits and lively banter on commentary. And he apparently was training up here when he was here as well, but here he is, rejuvenated himself into the finisher and wicketkeeper on this occasion. Over pitch delivery, Moeen Ali plays it to the extra coverage.
Here's the bowler.
Oh, sorry, it's Chahal.
There is nothing we can do.
Chahal comes in, and this is a beautiful looking swing there. It sails over the deep square leg area. That's a 6, and Chahal this time outside the off stump, and Ali, the fluent looking swing of the bat, deliberately played over the deep square leg. Wait, 6.
I believe in miracles. Since you came to bat, you 6 thing, you 6 thing.
Ali's certainly looking good up there. He's on 11 or 5. He's just not being able to. His vision is blurred with the sunlight coming right into his eyes. But nevertheless, has a close look around the field. He's ready now for Chahal. It's in his first over. He bowls it. This one's again on the leg stump, over pitched, swings, didn't get hold of it. Short fine leg is Rohit Sharma. He's hiding there. I think he doesn't want the ball to come there. The short fine leg position usually, Jack, is for a rather weak fielder, isn't it, Jack?
Well, he isn't a very good fielder.
He is.
Probably why he's there.
You think he's there because he just wants to make sure he's not getting any more injuries than what he's got already, covering himself. Chahal comes in. This one, oh, that's a googly. Outside, he just gives himself room there, Brook. I think it's going to be a steep learning curve for this young man. Different standard of bowlers that he'll be facing. Gave himself room there. Went in for a swing on the leg stump. He's lucky he missed the stumps as it goes through to Karthik. This one's over pitched, and he's not taking that for an answer. Tom's charging down the pitch, takes it on the full and plays it plays it past Chahal as batsmen go through for a single. End of over number 9. England 62 for 4, chasing a victory target of 199. Ali on 12, Brook on 18, and the batsmen out: Josh Butler, Jason Roy, David Malan, and Liam Livingston. Tony.
Remember Brian Barish had said that Liam Plunkett doesn't live far away and he'd get him straight to England. Mayank has said put him in a catapult and chuck him straight to Southampton. Farong's updating us 563 for Bangladesh, who at least still have a chance of victory. I think the implication being that England quite probably don't, and I think we'd go along with that. Over on YouTube, Dara Azizi had said 100 for Roy incoming. No, it's not. Sunit Kumar says England are off. If he means off as in off colour, then yes, they most definitely are. But they're being outplayed, I think. Fair?
Change of bowlers, Akshar Patel. This one's a shortish delivery and a nice looking shot there by Brook on the back foot. It didn't seem like he had he actually got the gap there, but he did. Beautiful looking shot there. He had a lot of authority on the location, on the back foot, punching it between the gap in the extra cover region, and Brook gets a boundary off the very welcome Akshar Patel to the boundary.
Every time I see Akshar Patel bowl in white ball cricket, it astounds me that he took the number of wickets he did in that Test series.
Akshar Patel comes in a quicker one this time, and then the arm ball on that occasion, Harry Brook plays it towards extra coverage, and Brook looking to give himself room. Jack, he's looking confident, isn't he, Jack?
Well, I mean, he has to do something to score. But I mean, Akshar Patel, he's like a slightly upgraded Michael Yardley.
It wasn't one of those the wicket that Joe Root took 5 for about
it
7
was
on.
There,
well,
yeah,
so
like,
you know, for a spin bowler, it was perfect conditions. But nonetheless, he took a lot of wickets in that whole series, didn't he?
25 and 3 tests.
I think, gentlemen, he it skids off a lot for him, so it's very deceptive. It seems like a very ordinary kind of thing, but I think he's got very deceptive kind of arm, the way it comes around. But this one's there you go, outside the off stump, goes in with the arm. Moeen Ali slashes, and the ball goes through past his outstretched bat into the wicketkeeper's hands, Dinesh Karthik. Certainly a good second coming here for Karthik. And this one's darted in quickly on the leg stump, away from the batter. Definitely going to be called a wide by the umpire, and Karthik missed that one too, and very, very rightly called a wide there. So 2 runs on the occasion. Ali, it won't go to his score because it's a wide and a bye. So 68. Nevertheless, runs are what that matters. And he this time, Akshar Patel, clever bowler, clever cricketer. He can hit the ball quite hard. He's a brilliant fielder. A good all-round package overall. Patel comes in. This one cramping Brook for some room there as he skirts it towards the deep mid-wicket area, and the batsmen get 1. These two are looking quite confident. I think rotating the strike, Jack, would be a good idea. Rotating the strike, making sure they don't have any dot balls. Isn't it, Jack? As Akshar Patel comes in, my apologies there. The ball next ball came through quickly. This is played towards the mid-wicket. No fielder there. Akshar Patel, good presence of mind as he runs through and picks the ball up. And as you can see, the variance in the speed. Certainly, he is playing with his arm as well. Akshar Patel, and the batsman, were playing him rather watchfully. On this occasion, is Harry Brooks on strike. Dinesh Karthik certainly lit the IPL light with his power hitting towards the end, and again Brook gets himself some room and drives on the up towards the long off area, and the batsmen go through for a quick run. And that is the end of over number 10. England slowly but surely cruising along, 72 for 4, chasing 199 for victory. Ali on 13, Brook on 25, and I believe it's time for a change.
It is, little change in the guard. The Bear will be coming in to join me, and I think, Bennett, you're just going to stay where you are, but provide some extra.
What am I doing? I'm actually doing. You got me on social.
You are on social. Yeah.
An upgraded Michael Yardley. That's a backhanded comment if ever I've heard one.
Hello, Bear. How are you doing, Bear? You okay?
I'm very well, thanks, Bennett. How are you?
Oh, I'm blessed as always, Bear. I was looking forward to a better game than what is going on at the moment. However,
yeah, that's T20 for you, though, isn't it? You know, you get a big score and you have to chase it down, lose a couple of wickets, and the game's over.
Indeed. What do you think was a real kind of a hole in our in the England game today?
We bowled like shit. I mean, this is nothing like the side that's going to end up in a World T20. I mean, you've got players missing from the Test side. Only one or two, but they make a difference. I mean, the likes of missing Archer and Wood, you can't countenance for that. Adil Rashid, the man who basically is your go-to spinner with Moeen Ali. I mean, did Moeen Ali bowl today? He did, didn't he?
He bowled 2 overs 26, 2 for 22.
Yeah, he bowled in the power play, which was a bit weird.
See, but the thing is, and in this level of cricket, you're bound to have. I mean, if you look at the Indian team, they're missing their sort of top 3 or 4 cricketers. Bumrah is not there, Jadeja is not there, Kohli is not there, and the thing is, at this level, the backup players, you need to put your hand up, isn't it? You can't really go back.
You do. I mean, I have to say, actually, the batting lineup we got is probably more like what's going to look like in the World Cup, and they've just failed. I mean, Booby's first couple of overs, he was getting the ball to talk, wasn't he? I mean, and was it Arshdeep at the other end?
Arshdeep, yes.
And they're both getting the ball to talk, and it was very difficult. Jason Roy, you don't expect him to get 2 off or 3 off 15.
He was 3 off 15. He was at one point.
That's very un-Jason Roy. Like, he couldn't seem to get a hold of the ball today. And if someone does that at the top of the order when you're chasing 200, it puts pressure on everyone else.
To be precise, I think they were getting the ball to sing the way it was moving around.
Yeah.
It was just unbelievable. I think Jason Roy is the kind of player who needs that start, doesn't he? I've watched him struggle when he does that. First over was an absolute brilliant over.
Yeah.
He just got him so confused that he just couldn't really get back into his momentum.
No.
Thereafter, he was shuffled fully.
Totally. And he's not the greatest when the ball's moving about either. And he plans on getting over 2 overs in an ODI, but you really can't even afford that in a T20, especially when you're chasing 200 or the better part of.
Well, Yuzvendra Chahal is going to continue. In he comes and squirts off the pad, really, and ends up at short third man from Harry Brook. He gets a single.
He's quite a big lad, Harry Brook.
He is a bit well-built lad. He's had a decent spell in the blast. 21 versus Leicester, 29 versus the Birmingham Bears, 67 versus 67 versus, I can't remember, Northants, was it? 35 versus Worcestershire, 77 versus Derby. In comes Chahal. Moeen Ali, as he just put this up in the air, he's got away with it though. He's topped edged it. It might go all the way for 4. It has. He had no control over that. It went up over Dinesh Karthik. The third man and long leg both converged, but neither could get there, and it's 4 slightly streaky runs.
Now my innings going, great guns, I hit the ball, 4 runs, I hit the ball, and it went for 4 runs.
But they've got a chance their arm. They can't sit around and just wait for the stuff to happen. They've got to force things, haven't they, a little bit, England? Chahal in, attempted cut, but into the gloves of Dinesh Karthik. Well bowled by Chahal.
Tony, at this moment of time, I'm sorry to interrupt you, they need at least 2 runs a ball. So it's almost 12, 13 runs and over needed. So they need to go for
12.81.
There you go.
Yes, so it's they need to be going hard. Moeen Ali cuts this, but he cuts it to backward point. Should only get a single. And it will bring young Harry Brook, who's looked the part.
Yeah, he's looked all right. What's happened to the likes of Tom Banton these days? And
Banton, well, he was playing for Somerset against Middlesex recently.
He didn't get that many runs, and I think he's gone sort of under the pecking order, hasn't he?
He has slipped down the.
Yeah.
You rightly say the pecking order. Harry Brook waits for Chahal. Reverse sweeps him as he's in the air and he's got away with it.
Yeah, beautiful.
But it's pretty well fielded. So he had to chance his arm. It was in the air for a long time.
Got to try these things.
Third man came running around, couldn't quite get there. That was Harshal Patel who had to fling himself at it. But he gets himself a single. He brings Moeen Ali back onto strike. Remember, 199 the target. That is a long, long way off.
That's a long way off.
It's the last ball of this Chahal over. Gives it plenty of flight. Cut by Moeen Ali. Misfielded horribly. Dropped, in fact, I think.
Dropped the catch,
by Surya Kumar. That was an absolutely horrible drop. The ball came straight through him, and I'm afraid he has dropped it.
Way up in the sky, little darling, and if it falls, I'll pick it up. Just pick it up, nice.
Should have caught that. That's
And
this
is
level.
what I say, you know, it may be just my occasional trips to Southampton, but it's a perception I have whenever I've been there. I've seen a lot of catches go down.
Okay.
I do think it's not easy.
Is that the end of it? It is.
It
Let's
is.
get some tweets in. Leah says, get impressed by Axel Patel's package. Click here. She's joining him with a porn book.
I know.
Brian Barrett,
They're
what
all
time
doing
is it? 4 past England. Mayank says,
Axel Patel in an attempted swing away to leg by Moeen Ali. He doesn't get anything on it. Well, he gets something on it. I think it's going to be leg buys as it dribbles to short long leg or short fine leg, short long leg, short fine leg, and he just gets us one more to the score. Brings Harry Brook back onto strike, who steps back, looks to carve a way through cover, doesn't really get enough of it. It will be fielded by Arshdeep Singh, I think that is.
let's see. Mayank here says, the fact that Karthik is still in
Single.
his team is infuriating to me. The guy isn't good enough. He doesn't bowl, doesn't keep for shit, bats less than 10 balls and barely scores any fucking runs.
This one is high, handsome over extra cover, but no, deep extra is there. So again, it's just a single for Moeen Ali. England are trading in ones here. They're looking to put bat to ball. They're looking to elevate it, get it over that boundary, and they're just not able to. The bowling, I think, Bennett has just been too good, too wily, too sharp.
Absolutely, Tony.
This one is up in the air. Has he got enough of it? Yeah, no, the man's down on that long boundary.
Yeah. I mean, it
Again,
seems like they're just
a
finding
single.
the field, aren't they, Tony, with every shot. But again, it's just gone slightly ahead of them at the moment, and the bowling has been impeccable in my
It has.
two
They've bowled
pennies
beautifully.
here.
This partnership worth 51 off 34 balls. Moeen Ali again looking to swing that to leg. He rather sort of hauls it around the corner down to fine leg. He might get 4 runs for it.
Streakiest.
It absolutely is not where he intended it to go, but England at this stage will take it.
They'll take anything.
55 runs or 35 balls. But his last two innings, which just sharp over his balls, just sharp as 4 in the scorebook.
Yeah.
Been a top edge over the keeper, and
Absolutely.
an inside edge down at fine leg.
for 4.
But I wouldn't
55
write
runs.
this game off yet, because Moeen Ali, I've seen some great knocks from him.
Oh, there.
he
Speaking
is.
of which, down the track comes Moeen Ali. That is what they've been looking to do. He has hiked Axar Patel deep over deep mid wicket, and that's gone all the way for one of these.
10 runs in the last 2 balls there, Tony.
Absolutely.
You came out of your hand and into my zone. Now it's up in the stands. It's a 6. It's beautiful and it's mine.
But they need an over with a few of those.
Yeah,
quite
well, exactly.
frankly,
I mean, that
because
over's gone for 14 or 15. It's just about over.
just
what's
over
required.
13 is the asking rate.
Yeah.
Moeen Ali's moved on to 30. He's going to face Yuzvendra Chahal.
No, he's not.
No, it's not. It's Harry Brook, who has put this high out into the deep, and it is taken at deep mid wicket. I'm afraid Sirakuma Yadav did the job. Harry Brook has to go. He had to have an effort at it. He didn't quite come off for him. He's done enough to prove that he's worth several more looks. But
I
it was a big ask.
I think Tony, like that shot again, it shows with experience he will learn. He was actually eyeing the longest part of the boundary.
He was.
When he could have just a little bit more angling onto the left or right would have fetched him an easy boundary there. But that's learning process, I guess. Young Harry Brook will be proud with this knock, 28 of 23. A good debut for him.
Yeah, not at all a bad effort really from Harry Brook. 28, from 23 balls.
Yeah.
Caught by Sirakuma Yadav out at deep mid wicket. He had to have a go for it, and I'm afraid he has fallen in the attempt. I'm sure, as he was picturing what his England debut would look like, Harry Brook, he wasn't going to expect England to be all at sea.
No.
With him having to come in and rescue a game.
I think just going back to sort of what you all were discussing before I came on comms about Joe Root and perhaps David Malan. It was go on, please.
What are you doing? That's very quiet.
As this one is fielded down by off Moen Ali. He will get a single. It will bring Sam. I was looking for Sam Curran to jingle him up.
So Ali,
find him. Where is he? Here he
double
is.
There.
No, he's not.
Yes. Oh. Unfortunately for England, sorry.
Go on.
Chahal is going to be into Moen Ali. Back foot from Ali,
Oh.
cut beautifully
Beautiful.
past backward point. That was a gorgeous shot, and that is going to be one of these.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Beautiful shot there, indeed, wasn't it, Tony? Just
it was.
bisected the two fielders there in the cover area. I mean, just going back to what you guys were talking about, the top order, none of the top order got going. And are we over reliant on Josh Butler? If you notice some of these last games that we played, it's been Butler versus the opposition.
Well, not
None of
today.
them.
He was out absolutely first ball to an absolute perler of a delivery as in comes Chahal onto the back foot. Moen Ali waits, really just dabs this to backward point and will just get a single. It means he will keep the... No, he might keep the strike. There's 2 balls left. In fact, they didn't run, did they? No, they didn't.
They ran. No, they didn't run, no.
Wow, 100 for 5. The 100 at least is up for England. The bear is spelt his beer.
Ooh.
As that one is bowled Moen Ali. It's
Stump.
all
Got a
kicking
stump.
off. I was looking at Beer's beer seeping its way across the studio floor as it as Moen Ali looked to work the ball to leg, was beaten all ends up. He has to go. England are 6 down for 100. They still need another 99. They're running out of time. They're running out of balls. And he was it was stumped actually, wasn't he, in the end?
He was stumped, yeah.
Moen Ali came skipping down. He had to have a go. Dinesh Karthik even attempted to cock it up. In fact, it bounced rather kindly for Dinesh Karthik, who dropped it once, fumbled
it. Was on the plate for him, right? It just almost bounced right in front of him off his body.
36 off 20. Moen Ali has to go. He's been stumped by Murali Karthik off the bowling of Yuzvendra Chahal.
Can I get some tweets in?
You certainly can. The Bharat Army are in full voice and they're happy. The Barmy Army will be pretty quiet, I imagine.
Okay, going back a bit now. Leah says, Bear on socials, time for very stupid jokes about cricket, very complicated concepts of cosmology, theoretical physics and astronomy. Sod off. If you do that, it's not going to happen.
Oh, right.
Jay Grover says, I think performance is directly related to the test success. It's like the impotent guilt you feel wrapped in post-wank clap. Shut up. Not reading that. Farong says, batsmen 3 to 5 for India, 123 runs of 49 balls. England, our first 4 batsmen got 25 runs and 34 balls. Makes the chase difficult.
Jahal's
Very true.
into Jordan, who works him off his toes. Backward a square. They will take a single. Jordan will keep the strike. England will move on to 101 for 6, and here is the new batsman.
Chris Jordan's back will make him cry, more England caps will soon
Fade it down so you can get some tweets in there.
Okay, Mayank says, as a Kohli myself, I want to see more of him on Can. Representation! Armchair Cricket Podcast. India may go on to win this first game, but they are fielding as if the ball is coated with ghee.
Well, top scorer so far, Moen Ali. Decent stand, over 50 between Ali and Brook. But really, 4 for Roy, none for Butler, 21 for Dawid Malan, none for Liam Livingstone. It's been a pretty sorry effort here down in Hampshire at the Ageas Bowl. Hardik Pandya is going to be back into the attack. He's going through a few warm-up exercises. Well, when I say a few, just the one really. He's obviously feeling well warmed up and ready already. He's going to be bowling to Chris Jordan, who didn't want to be in this position at all, but he is. Over the wicket comes Hardik, edged, and somehow not taken. Karthik dive to his right, first slip dive to his left, and it miraculously evaded both of them.
No, Dinesh DK got a glove on that.
Did he get a glove on that? And don't divert it. We'll have a look for you now.
Quite messy, isn't it? The fielding has been...
There's a legitimate edge. Oh yes, Karthik. Karthik dived between them. It wasn't taken. Jordan survives. It was just too good a ball for him. Bennett just forced him onto the back.
Yeah, I was just trying to recollect if those two catches had been taken, Hardik would have ended up with 4 wickets as we speak. That's quite a regulation catch for the international.
It was his fingertips, wasn't it?
But I'm sure he wouldn't have been keeping for a while now, Karthik. So
to the back foot goes Curran, drops the bat on that. There is no run. 36 was his highest score in T20Is. Chris Jordan got that in Wellington in 2019. He has made some runs in the Blast, made 73 against Somerset, I think last time out.
So 40 balls remaining, 97 runs to get. So it's more than 2 runs and over, Tony.
Yeah.
2 runs a ball.
2 runs a ball.
2 runs and over. It'd be easy enough. It's nearly 2.5 runs a ball.
102.46.
Herculean-like task at the moment then, however.
Pandya is bowling from that hotel end, and he's bowling to Sam Curran, who pulls him high out towards mid-wicket. They will only get 2, I would imagine. Arshdeep does the fielding. Sam Curran at least is off and running, but these big boundaries, you have to really get hold of it, and India are not serving up that many balls that are get holdable of.
No.
Moeen Ali did. Many others have failed, I'm afraid. And this looks like, dare I say it, almost a sort of a rusty T20 performance from England compared to a reasonably well-honed one from India, or very well-honed one. Hardik in, pulled again by Sam Curran. Out towards mid-wicket once more. He should only get a single this time. They might be able to run back for 2. They don't.
I think
they do, I beg your pardon. So he moves on to 4.
Tony, like playing Netherlands and sort of whacking them all over the park just a little while ago, I think didn't sort of really do them any good, did it? I mean, we're playing a totally different opposition here. India have a point to prove after losing the
even
test
now,
series.
Dutch children are walking in those Amstelveen woods, finding white cricket balls.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, a lot of these England players have been playing in a Blast as well, so they're not completely rusty.
Well,
it's
that's
just
true. But this is a very different quality of bowling, and that one has top-edged. Sam Curran has gone. He's been pouched comfortably enough by Dinesh Karthik.
Wicket number 4.
Hardik Pandya has the wicket. 7th wicket is down. England only have 106, and this has been a bit of a shambles really from England, but don't take anything away from the quality of bowling, which has been frankly relentless.
It has. I mean, it's been a good bowling, especially up top, and they got good runs on the board. So it's never going to be easy.
But I'm afraid little Sammy has to go.
I'm a loser. Yeah, I'm a loser, babe. I'm just a loser. Whoa.
It also suggests to me a little bit, gentlemen, that Dinesh Karthik knew what he was doing when he decided to have a bat, didn't he? Seems to have got harder. I mean, I think
I don't think it's got harder.
As well.
I think England bowled quite poorly, and if you're chasing down a score of 200, it's never easy. A lot of things have to go. No, and a lot of things have to go right for you, and a lot of things went extraordinarily wrong for England right at the top of the order. And when that happens, T20 games go away from you very, very, very quickly.
Well, it's not all over yet, because it is Tymal Mills at the crease, who
what a game.
Guides that to backward point, doesn't run, says right, okay, just gonna have a little sighter. Tymal is before, or Timal.
Hardik Pandya's got 4 wickets now, gentlemen. 4 wickets and a 50. What a performance!
Yeah, I think no doubt where the man of the match is going. Tom Curran just swung himself almost off his feet. And
Sam Curran.
Oh, Sam Curran, yes. Tom Curran was the other night for Surrey, wasn't it, against Yorkshire. Hard to tell apart. Although now you can definitely say that Sam Curran's got the blonder hair. quite a long way.
And I think Dennis is happy that he's finally caught one.
Yeah.
He took it. Well,
I don't think his wicket keeping has been particularly impressive in this game, has it, gentlemen?
No. Butler's wasn't particularly either. I mean, Butler missed a couple of stumpings. I mean, they weren't easy, but a good keeper would have got one of them probably. Well, I haven't got
4 for 23. Chahal is straight into the attack.
Ooh.
Slapped back towards him. Technically, that might conceivably have been a chance.
Yeah, it was.
It would have been some catch. and it does mean that Jordan will get a single and bring Tymal Mills onto strike. To call that a genuine drop, I think, would be very harsh.
Let me get some
It
tweets
was
in.
smacked at him.
Brian says it's a 6 good jiggle for his Ringo's birthday. Still on for England win here. This is how long ago. It's big effort from these two. Is who is in next? Well, those two have gone. It's Tymal Mills now.
All right. Chahal is in. Tymal Mills has launched this high, handsome and over deep mid wicket, and he should get 6 for it. Yes, he does. Well, that was unexpected, Bennett, but effective.
Well, he's a strong lad. He is strong as a ox. He is.
Caught in a crowd.
There was a good catch in the crowd.
Came out of your hand and into my zone. Now it's up in the stands. It's a 6. It's beautiful and it's mine.
Oh, he's getting super confident now. That was looking to sweep that one.
Reverse
Tymal. He was going for the reverse. Bowls left-handed, but right, of course, does Tymal.
Good man. That's how I used to do it.
In comes Chahal again. There is a slip in place, and that one just crunches onto the pad of Mills, definitely going down leg. So
it's funny talking about right-handers batting left hand, vice versa. I've got 3 boys, and I got all 3 of them to do it the same way: right hand, left hand.
Oh.
Anyway,
surely is that hereditary as well? We wait for Chahal. Mills is down onto one knee. He's got this high, but I don't think he's got it long enough. He's dropped it off. He survives. He's having a go. Why not? He's hit one glorious 6. He thought he was going to try for another one. It was going to be way short, but he has been put down.
That was Jordan, Tony.
Jordan, was it?
Yeah.
No, it can't have been Jordan. It was Tymal Mills.
No, it's Tymal Mills. Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah,
my
yeah,
apologies.
right.
Sorry.
No, it was definitely Tymal Mills.
O'Neill Harris says, someone slagging off Kartik. He's there because he made runs in the last 6 times. More runs than the majority of the Indian batting lineup. He did make a lot of runs in the IPL. Coming in that last bit as well.
Forward comes Jordan this time and just guides this away towards cover. And they just take a single. Who was it who spilt that catch?
I think it was Deepak Huda.
Huda. It was
it was Huda. Yeah.
It was... trying to work it out. I think it was.
It was Huda. It was Huda.
Huda.
Yeah, that counts for nothing because the batting has been shit. Don't know what that refers to. The prudish bear. Another reason I'm not the porn bot. I will out filth all comers, says Jay Grover, and I won't read it. Mine Cricinfo says England have 0.81% chance to win. Cough cough, bear game. Yes, it is a bear game. It's very much a bear game.
Well, it does rather seem to be, doesn't it? 84.
Off 30 balls.
We're supposed to be having a change, aren't we?
Are we?
Yeah.
Am I done? Oh, I beg your pardon. I'll be off then.
You're going to have to sit in this chair.
Where's Ajit?
Ajit.
Thank you very much for having me,
gentlemen. Actually, you can stay there until Ajit turns up.
Bye, Bennett.
See, Bennett, do you want to stay?
Yeah, I can.
You stay on, because I've got something I just need to go and do anyway.
Okay.
Should be Ajit, but I don't know if he knows that.
Okay. I'm going to shuffle along, and Jack's going to shuffle along.
So who's doing ball by ball then?
Me.
Sorry?
I'm ending the game.
I bet.
Harshal Patel is in, and he is swinging and missing Jordan, and there is no run. I'm going to shuffle along.
Ball swing there. There, with the top order, all 4 of them, including Liam Livingston, not getting the runs that they needed to get the team off to a start. It's been a pathetic performance. Either one of them could have actually got going. We would have been in a better situation.
Yeah, of course, but I mean, this is it. This is why T20 can be so frustrating and so shit at the same time. I mean, if you've got a swing from ball 1, as that's pulled top edge by Jordan, I think he's going to get himself 4 more runs as that goes over the keeper's head down to the boundary. 4 runs.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Cool. That's the way it goes in T20.
Indeed.
I never get that upset about it. If you lose a game of T20, you lose a game of T20. I mean, you can do it in a really bad way. I mean, India bowled well, got the wickets at the top. We had a lot of runs to chase.
You just got to give credit to them that they played better, didn't they, from the beginning?
They have played better, and England have batted pretty poorly. So
bowling, and they bowled badly too. So
they bowled exceptionally badly, you have to say. Harshal Patel is in. And that was cut by Jordan out to the man on the point boundary. There's no run. I mean, you have to say Matt Parkinson isn't a replacement for Adil Rashid. Sam Curran well, Sam Curran. He's always on the fringe of this team, but would you have him in the first team if you had him? Probably not. Reece Topley is probably one of the bowlers you might have in a game. Ajit's here, by the way, so he is going to take over from you, Bennett.
Okay, no problem.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Thanks a lot, Bennett. See you later.
No problem at all. See you later. Bye.
That is outside. Well, Mills trying to fence it down at third man, misses it completely. Slower ball by Harsh Patel. Through at the keeper, and there is no run. All right, Ajit.
Well, I'm all right. My apologies for being about a couple of balls late.
That's all right.
Well, looks like they have not left a whole lot for me to think about as far as their chances are concerned, have England.
Nah, I mean, this game was done. This game was done when England lost 4 wickets. No time at all, wasn't it? That's full. Ooh,
oh dear.
Nearly bowls Mills, does Harshall, as he tries to slap it down the ground. There's no run. I mean, these two aren't going to get. What do we need? 80 runs in 3 overs. One ball.
They're going to get 40 runs.
They're not exactly.
Can't see that really happening. But you never know. Huh? So there may be a couple of points, as they say, game within the game that some England cricketers might be able to use. Jordan might still want to showcase his finishing abilities.
Well, yeah. I mean, if he hits cut the forwards, gets top. Oh, geez. I thought he'd ram that over slips, but actually he got too much of it. It's gone up in the air, and he's been caught and bowled as Mills.
Come on, hat-trick. Let's end this fucking dross.
Yeah. That'd be nice. It would be nice. We can get out of here nice and early. Another wicket goes down, and the only thing to say about England today is this.
Fuck off! Just fuck off!
Pretty poor performance all round, really. Yeah, he was trying to ramp it over the keeper.
Did he hit it twice?
He might have done.
Yes, he hit it twice.
It might have come off the glove onto the face of the bat and just popped up for a caught and bowl.
Yeah, India have been very good.
India have played very well. England have just been very poor.
Except for that Jaffa that got Butler. I have a feeling that could have really turned the game around if, let's say, England had gone to 50 for 1 or something, if Butler had gone through. And yeah, Jason Roy had a shocker as well.
Jason Roy had an absolute shocker.
It happens from time to time,
Yeah,
really. I mean,
exactly.
to the best of batsmen, you simply cannot seem to spot the ball. It's happened to most of us who've played any level of cricket. I wouldn't begrudge Jason Roy that, but look, at least England would want to compete a bit more. I think Ali played really well. Debutant Harry Brook did okay. I think he got a few chances, but he did all right. Malan was looking really dangerous for change. He was batting at a strike rate of 150.
Yeah. Well, Reece Topley, he's got a top score of 14 not out for the Hobart Hurricanes, is that? As he works that out to the mid wicket. That's in T20, his T20 career.
Yeah, probably against a really good team of farmers as well.
Oh, come on. They've got to be better than that. I think some Australian cricketers may take some offense, because I remember at some point in time, one of the Australian high performance managers called the rest of Australian cricketers like former McDonald employees or something like this. And he meant that
Jordan goes back, cuts nicely, but there's a man out in the deep. Singles ain't going to do it. So we need 4 runs a ball. More than that.
I have a feeling Jordan is sort of biding his time. He's going to go after the bowling at least 1 or 2 balls every over. While, as I said, he'll probably look to score a 30 of 18, 30 of 20 even to see.
He might not get the chance to do that.
Very well. I mean, I remember that high performance manager of Australia had said, we are saving you from a life of working in McDonald's by giving you contracts and letting you play for Australia. So I think George Bailey said, I'm 30, I would have at least been the manager by now.
Well, that's edged by Topley. Another one over the top of the slips. England's favourite shot today. It's the one that's been probably most productive, actually. It's gone for 4 runs.
It's me, says she. It's me, says she.
Are there any tweets you might as well send us?
I'll bomb through some. O'Neill Harris says, right about now, Hendo is somewhere having a rant. Like Messi would say, that's a waste of a good. I don't, they've lost a pre-season friendly.
Exactly.
And they haven't played very well.
Who really? I mean, who really cares?
It's been quite good fun. India played really well. They turned up and wanted to play.
And England came up with a B team that wasn't very good. Reece Topley is followed as he tries to go outside his leg stump by Hardik, who then he guides it down to third man for a single. Well, he's got a chance of getting a 5-wicket haul still, though, if he gets to one of these with his remaining 2 balls.
Brian says 7 wickets. I went to get a beer and hang out the washing, and 3 wickets went down. How did that happen? Well,
everyone's trying to smash it out of the park, and they're not succeeding.
Jay Grover quotes a famous. Well, I'll break off.
Hardik is in full. Oh wow! Clipped off his pads by Jordan right in front of his middle stump. I thought he was going to be LBW there for a minute, and so did Hardik actually. But he gets himself a single.
Do you know why they call me a rhino, or why they call me Rhino? Because I'm strong as an ox. Guess the idiot Yorkshireman. No, that was Darren Goff, wasn't it?
It could well be.
Farong says, will the Indian bookies be happy with all the dropped catches?
Well, they might well be. You never know. Under how many catches for the team? As that one is cut by Reece Topley. To
again, no point. What's happening?
For a single. Well, they're just trying to.
They wanted to give him a single. I think they wanted to give Reece Topley
of course
a single
they do.
too.
A single's fine.
No, it was the last ball of the over. He looked the less accomplished of the 2 batters.
Yeah, but it doesn't really matter.
Jay Grover says, I doubled down this time and pretended it was me saying fuck off, just fuck off, and gave the courtyard the V's. It's easier than explaining. It's too warm to shut my windows.
Some of those
go on.
some of those catches that were dropped looked suspicious, didn't they?
Well, I don't know. I think England's performance has rubbed off Indians a little bit. It's got to be difficult to maintain top level concentration when the other team is so clearly not bothering themselves.
Exactly, and you won anyway. This is his best bowling performance in an international T20 by Hardik Pandya. It's funny that's come against England. Everyone's best things come against England for some reason. Arshdeep Singh is around the wicket to Topley. He slams it down to long on, and there'll be a single.
Well, hold on a minute, no, because if they don't get their best, then you'll never hear about it being their best, will they? No one ever flashes up a graphic being like, oh, he failed to match his performance against New Zealand at the World Cup last year when he took 7 for 12.
I know, but I've watched an awful lot of cricket over the years, and suddenly someone who's done bugger all suddenly does something spectacular and goes, oh, well, that's their best ever, score, and it happens to be against England.
Leah says, Disney Cricket think England have a 0.4% chance to go at 21 per over for the rest of the innings. I think you could play this game a million times and England will never win.
No.
That is one of those just mathematical possibilities.
That's going to be a wide down the leg side. That's a waste of my time. That's what I will say to that.
He's a debutant. Cut him some slack there. Come on.
I just want this game over with now. It's obvious what's going to happen. Can't we declare? Can't we? Say
tactical retirement.
Tactical retirement, exactly.
Who was it that said in a previous such situation on a dead rubber or a dead game situation where they said if the required run rate crosses 36 to the over?
That was me.
Match should be declared.
Well,
right?
exactly.
Just say end it.
If it's impossible. It's like game of chess. You should be able to sort of resign, as that's slogged by Jordan across the line, gets himself a single out deep mid wicket, and that's a single. I mean, 72 would be. Well, 72 would win the game.
Yeah. I'm just thinking here, right?
72 will win the game with 4 balls to spare.
Fair enough.
Not going to happen.
Good if it did.
Yeah. It'd be spectacular watching, wouldn't it?
What have you got here, Reece?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Arshdeep's in.
Oh, swing and a miss.
Well, he telegraphed it, didn't he? Topley went outside his leg stump for a big heave. Arshdeep bowled it cross seam slower into the wicket. And Topley was nowhere near the ball. It went over the top stump, through the keeper, and there's no run.
Of all the people playing in this game for England, I think the guy who has the most chance of impressing right now, I think Jordan might want to, shore up his place when the more established bowlers and batters come back.
Well,
right?
Jordan,
he did really well with the ball.
Jordan seems to be a fancy player for England for T20s. I mean, he's joint top wicket taker. Arshdeep is in full and just outside the off stump. This time Topley squats down, misses it through the keeper, and there's no run.
He's overmatched, unfortunately, Mr. Topley.
Topley might be a bowler that'll be in the mix.
He might be. I think, so Wood and Rashid definitely come back in, don't
yes.
they? Like, there's no question about that.
Is Jofra going to be okay for the World T20?
If Jofra's fit, then he comes
in.
back in.
Yeah.
Absolutely no doubt about that.
Absolutely.
And that could be, that's half England's bowling attack.
Well,
More than half England's bowling
Precisely.
attack.
As that's Hoyt by Topley out into the deep. It'll be a single misfield out there, and I'll get back for 2. Reece Topley runs a rather circuitous route to get back to the other end,
and then maybe Topley or Jordan keep their
well,
place
exactly.
as well.
I mean, that is what I mean. They'll be in and around the squad.
One
off.
But that's this is a bad bowling attack. England is probably. I'm not even sure if the players available. It's England's second best bowling attack. They've gone right down to the
There's no David Willey here.
No,
I thought he might make an interesting addition because he can bat pretty decently.
Well, he can, but another big swing, deal from Topley. He's out. Is he out?
Debut wicket.
He did edge it. Yeah, he did edge it. So Archduke gets his wicket, 1 for 16 off 3 overs. And thankfully, we might not have to go a full another 2 overs. You never know.
One more ball is what you would like, don't you, Bear?
Yeah.
Chris Jordan has other ideas. He'll be on strike come the new over.
Yeah.
Anything on socials?
We got a couple of tweets. Yeah. Mayank says England have been slower in this innings than their test team was.
Yeah.
Which is about true. Yeah.
Well, presumably Johnny Bairstow comes back in when
and
that squad is announced.
Bairstow's back in 100%. And then I don't know if they'll take Stokes to the World Cup, but he might as well. I mean, there are probably is a bit of a B team.
Yes,
and not many of them have really advanced their cause as well.
No.
If being honest, Jay Grover says England wish to rub one off during a disappointing performance. I don't really understand that one. Yeah. India, meanwhile, they picked their B team, but their B team's better than their A team.
Yeah.
So
true.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on here.
That's a slower ball.
No, I do. I don't know. That was Tony. Slower ball jammed back down the park by Jordan. He gets himself 4 runs. What did you say? 30 off 18, you said, didn't you? Add it. That's 4 runs.
Yeah.
I should play a jingle for that.
1, 2, 3, 4.
O'Neill Harris says hoping Archer will make the World Cup is a bit wishful thinking since he hasn't played for over a year and won't play for a few more months.
Yeah.
When is the World Cup? Is it pre or post Christmas?
It's pre. Well, the T20 World Cup is October, November. Pulled by Jordan. It's gone a long way up, and it's gone into the crowd. 6 runs, and he's getting close to that 30 runs.
Fair enough. I told you he may have a different idea.
And in fact, if he gets 6 more singles, 6 more balls, it'll be 30 off 19. You're very prescient at it.
Well.
Yeah, now the T20 World Cup is before Christmas, and the ODI World Cup starts in, is it February or the beginning of March?
I don't know.
I was looking at the Future Tours program.
Either.
I was looking at the Future Tours program, wondering what we were doing next year, and I forgot about the One-Day World Cup, and that's in India. It's definitely in March, and I think it starts at the end of February. That is driven out into the covers, and that'll be interesting, won't it? Because that's that time of year where at certain parts of India there'll be shed loads of dew, and no one will want to be bowling second. And there could be some funny old results. I imagine by the end of it, see you later, Tone. I imagine by the end of it they'd have gotten to that hot part of the year that they were similar to the IPO, and that the dew will be less effective, or they'll have that spray stuff or whatever it is. Smashed by Jordan, back down the ground. Not as hard as I thought. Long off fields. Single.
The England team have literally packed up their kit.
They're getting ready to get on the bus. We're out of here, Chris, before you get changed. Just grab your bag.
Seeing that.
We're off.
You're on the bus.
Yeah.
No time for a shower, mate. No. Do it at the hotel.
Can Matt Parkinson do him a solid? Block 2 balls out, so that he can get to that target that we've been discussing. 3 balls.
I bet if Jordan's gone down to speak to him, I bet he is saying just hold an end up.
Yeah. Might get a couple of no balls in the last over. I'll hit it for 30, 45, 50. Don't you worry, Matt.
Yeah.
Harshit Patel is in, angles it into the pads, and Parkinson doesn't get anything on it. There's no run.
Leah says, hasn't Archer been declared out for the year? I think he's been declared out of the English summer, hasn't he?
Summer, I think. Yeah.
I don't know if it's really clear when he'll be back.
Because he had another operation, didn't he? And that was about a month and a half, 6 weeks ago. And they reckon 12 weeks recovery, I think, was from that. And
that's for his back, wasn't it?
Oh, well, yeah, right. So it's 12 weeks, I think, before he can do anything. And then it'll be light rehab. So that'll take him probably to the end of September. So
it's the same injury as Curran, and Curran was ruled out just for the IPL.
Yeah, as that is nearly a Yorker, jabbed out by Parkinson,
but played most of the blast as a bowler.
Yeah.
So, maybe they think they want to risk it.
That was March, April, May.
If you're going to play Archer, the T20 World Cup is the
time to
main event.
Bring him back. Dot ball in over. One more over to go, and then we'll be out of here. Might cook my pizza at the end of this. Or I might just get a takeaway on the way
take
home.
my pizza home.
Yeah, that's what I might do. I'm sure the wife will fancy that tomorrow for lunch. So,
what are you going to do with your pizza, Ajit?
Well, I like some pesto, some sun-dried tomatoes, and
that's quite classy.
mozzarella de bufala.
Yeah. Let's see what I can grab on the way home. Might be some West Indian.
That would be good, actually. There's not really. There's a couple in Peckham. Maybe I'll do that. Get a bit jerk.
There's some good ones in Peckham.
Yeah. What's your favourite?
Well, there's one up. I used to go to. That's on the way to the Sainsbury's on Don Kennel Hill. Near where the Quick Fit Tyres is.
Let's see how the debutant holds up against a swinging Chris Jordan.
Yeah, well, Arshdeep in onto the pads of Chris Jordan. He tries to swing away onto the leg side, misses it, hits his pad, and there ain't no run.
Clearly, both of these are auditioning. Even Arshdeep is trying to audition to take a place in India's probably the extended T20 World Cup squad.
Yeah, he's been dropped for the next match, though, isn't he? He's not in their second squad.
That's okay. I think that they're giving a few goes. He played in one of the warm-ups. He played in Ireland. Arshdeep did. Oh no! Today was his debut. It's not Arshdeep. But there are a bunch of bowlers like this. Arshdeep is one of them. Avesh Khan is there. A bunch of bowlers. Umran Malik.
Smashed back down the ground by Jordan. Doesn't quite get a 4. Is that Hardik down there?
Looked like it was a piece of fielding.
Yeah, he usually fields around.
One bounce, right?
One bounce just short of him. Yeah, it was Hardik down there. A single. Moves on to 26.
Some gamesmanship after he caught the ball, I think. Hardik.
I think he was just happy to have pulled off quite a good piece of fielding.
Yeah.
He's been absolutely smoked at him, hasn't it? Like kicked off the turf.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's
I think he might have been quite happy his nuts didn't get in the way of it too.
Quite possibly.
He's playing for the cameras behind him.
Yeah, of course he is. Parkinson's on strike. 4 balls left. 147 for 9. England. No one's going to win the GPL today. And that's short. And that over the shoulder. No one ever given us a wide?
Hope not.
They will do, won't they?
God.
No, one for the over.
Sometimes rules just aren't,
No, it was a wide, yeah.
Leah says liver sausage and blue mold cheese pizza is the best pizza, and that's why German cuisine is not well regarded on the global cuisine stage.
That doesn't sound like a great pizza to me.
In Hamburg, contrary to popular belief, there are a couple of excellent pizzerias. They make really good, authentic Italian pizzas. There are even places that sell pizzas by the weight.
That's nicely driven. Was that out though?
I think he's drilled it straight to the guy.
He's drilled it straight to the guy.
Oh dear, he's out.
Couldn't fucking do that 5 overs ago, could they, India? Catch the ball. Bloody.
And then they drilled one straight to him and he's in court. So England all out for 148, which means the GPL is 346. No one wins that. Prize money is going up, man. I'm telling you, next time round.
I'm entering. I'm going to buy every number between
I think
300 and 500.
Well, you'd make a profit of about 16 quid then. £19.
Money is money.
Money is money. However, if it all goes horribly wrong, you'll win nothing. £219 for the next GPL, which will be on Saturday for the next game. Last tweet.
Farong says thanks. Have you on audio and ban Y on video. I don't know what it means. Bangladesh being West Indies. I thought it was like a Star Wars character. Good match, worth having a look. Cheers. O'Neill Harris says, same injury. Two guys can't have the same stress fracture because they're different bones. One person's stress fracture might not be the same as another. 2 for one can be 6 for another, or it could be 2 for both, which is sort of what we were saying. Like he might be there, he might not. Probably won't be if it's in October.
We were wondering about stress fractures. Did bowlers in the old days have stress fractures and therefore just play through them?
No, I think they just didn't play cricket anymore, or they had a really long rest and.
No, I think they probably played through it.
The other thing was, like, back in the old days, Michael Holding had a long run up and then a short run up for when he got a bit tired. So people didn't bowl flat out all day. They just like, okay, well, ball's old, now I'm just going to bowl a bit of line and length.
Yeah.
I think probably
Jay Grover
bowled really fast. Sorry,
Jay Grover, the main reason we do this show, to entertain Jay Grover.
Yeah.
Poor Pot has proper corrupted me. I thought, what do you do with your pizza, Ajit? Sounded like a proper innuendo. I'm going back to the monastery.
Okay. We're going to wrap it up.
All right, Ajit, nice to speak to you. Have a good run.
Thank you. Lovely catching up again.
Are you in on Saturday, Ajit?
Saturday not probably, but next week again.
Okay, well I'll see you again, I'm sure. I'm in on Saturday, but I'm not in on Sunday, and we shall. We're doing all the ODIs between England and India and the T20s, and then we got South African short form cricket, and finally back to Bazball on the 18th of August. But until Saturday, there's not really a lot to talk about. England was shit, India were good, and that's about all you can say here, really, isn't it? Theme tune. See you later, Ajit. We're out.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Guerrilla cricket. Whoa. Guerrilla cricket. Whoa. Guerrilla.
Take guard, man the barricades, patrol the cover boundary. At last the time has come, this is a cricketing emergency. Hear this call to arms for every cricket revolutionary. Take up your bats and stumps for the test match insurgency. At first they tried to silence us, but we would not be silenced. They threatened us with lies, so we threatened them with violence. Che Guevara, Sangakkara, Joseph Stalin, Douglas Jardine, Robespierre, Darrell Hare, Vladimir Lenin, O'Brien Kevin, guerrilla cricket. It's not about the winning, it's about how many rules you break. Even in cricket commentary, this is the best advice to take. Pick guerrilla cricket, it's the finest choice you'll ever make. There's so much more to cricket than red counters and a slice of cake. At first they tried to sanitize us and clean up our act, but people like it filthy, and we know that for a fact. Fidel Castro, Lenny Pascoe, Carlos the Jackal, Umar Akmal, Mahatma Gandhi, Grant and Andy, Brendan Behan, Austin Ian, guerrilla cricket. Stick with us, cause you know we're not the kind of thing that you see on the TV and the radio. So vive la revolution. First they tried to buy us, but we would not be bought. Okay, we were, but then we ran away, and we will not be caught. Would not give up the ghost when they left us all for dead. They decapitated us, but we just grew another head. Chairman Mao, Jamie Howe, Ho Chi Minh, Asif Din, Václav Havel, Graham Saville, No Surrender, Percy Fender, Che Guevara, Sangakkara, Joseph Stalin,